Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
Golden Ricketts, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I am well. You've made my night. Before we get started, please go ahead and big up the greatest parish in Jamaica.
You're putting me on the spot. So I'm gonna big up St. Thomas because I was born there, and I'm also gonna big up St. Andrew because I grew up there.
I love that. I'll take that. 14.94 games record. You weren't playing about tonight, were you?
No, I definitely knew that the girls were coming out here to fight, so I had to bring my A game and war them.
What got you going? Was it the cold or was it something else?
It's the cold. I like competing in the cold for some strange reason, but then after the first jump, I feel like it got even colder, and then the breeze started changing. So, yeah, I don't know.
What next? What's next for you in terms of achievement? Because this is your greatest career medal, isn't it?
Yes. Apart from the World Championships, yes, this is my first gold. So what's next? I have the Monaco Diamond League next week, and I'm also going to be participating at the Knockout Championships in Bahamas.
Amazing stuff. And how does it feel to inspire the little kids in St. Thomas? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them with their eyes gripped to the screen saying, I want to be like Golden Ricketts.
Yes, definitely. I hope to be an inspiration to them. I hope they see themselves in me. If them foot long, them can try the triple jump. You know, if them slim, them can try the triple jump or even high jump.
What if them have short foot?
If them have short foot, then can try to cause some foot short too.
Amazing. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations. You're in tune with me, Richard Stevens, also known as the Reason Boss. And this is Talawa TV's coverage watch along, live watch along, an interesting watch along because we don't have visual, but what we do have is an eye, a beady eye on proceedings. We have the team for tonight's fixture. The Reggae Girls are back in action. It's World Cup fever in the men's and women's realm. The World Cup will be in New Zealand, Australia next year, and preparations are full steam ahead. It's Jamaica Reggae Girls versus Paraguay from Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. This is the Reason Boss standing in for the always able Crystal Davis, who is here in spirit, and I hope a little bit more than spirit. And a dopey businessman will with you now. I hope that she is at the ready should anything befall the Reason Boss. But this is World Cup time, and without further ado, let me give you the starting lineups. A warm welcome to one and all viewers and subscribers. A warm good evening. Your support will be invaluable to the Reason Boss. I have a cup of tea and some fruit juice at hand, and I'm trying to stave off a cough. But hopefully all will be well. We're 1 minute away from kickoff, and let me give you this starting lineup for the Reggae Girls, starting 11, as I believe the game will be kicking off round about now. St. Catherine Hall, Catherine Hall, Montego Bay, the Reason Boss, bringing you a live watch along. Again, a warm welcome to all viewers and subscribers. For all you in the comment section, a hearty and warm welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're going to keep an eye because the Reggae Girls are our pride and joy. Starting lineup, bated breath. You can see it on the screen. Indeed, you can see it on the screen. Rebecca Spencer, Tottenham. Blackwood, Alison Swaby, Satara Murray, Tierney Wilshire, Vian Sampson, Siobhan Wilson, Atlanta Primus, Drew Spence, Paige Bailey Gale, and Khadijah Shaw. Now, I had the formation. You know, sometimes the formations can change in various with the numbers. So let me take you for the lineup. Once again, on the sheet as we see it, as we say, a warm good evening to the big man, Fresh God. Good night, Fresh God. Good night, Fresh God. So we've got the starting 11 here. Rebecca Spencer, Tierney Wilshire, Denisha Blackwood, Alison Swaby, Satara Murray, Bayan Sampson, I think formerly of Charlton, now of Hearts in Scotland, Atlanta Primus, Paige Bailey Gale, Siobhan Wilson, and the FA Player of the Month for October, Khadijah, our one and only Khadijah Bunny Shaw. Paraguay ranked 51st in the world. The Reggae Girls ranked 42nd in the world. So we've got the advantage in terms of world ranking, but there's very little to choose between these two teams. Hopefully there's more than enough to get us over the line. The Reggae Girls ranked 42 and Paraguay ranked 51 in the world. The Paraguayans, just to give you a heads up, they took part in the Copa America, the Women's Copa America recently. That was won by Brazil, who defeated Colombia, I believe, 1-0. Paraguay didn't make the finals, but I believe from making the semi-finals, they've given themselves a possible shot at making the Women's FIFA World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. They have got to first navigate the Intercontinental Playoff, which will be taking place in February in New Zealand. So they've got an Intercontinental Playoff and a chance to stake themselves and get themselves a place in the World Cup finals, of course. Proud, ever so proud, Reggae Girls have successfully qualified for the World Cup. Back to back, get that, back to back World Cups. How good does that sound? What we want is for the Reggae Girls to do a little better in terms of results, and I'm sure they will be pushing under the management of Lorna Donaldson, head coach, to try to get out of a group. It won't be easy. It won't be easy. They're going to be facing the likes of France and Brazil. But the word on the street is this: with the form of our Reggae Girls, and they are in terrific form. On the bench, we've got the likes of Tiffany Cameron, who has started the season fabulously well. We've got depth, competition for places, and players hungry, mentally, physically ready for the challenges ahead. So this game tonight at Catherine Hall, Montego Bay, is no ordinary friendly. It's going to be a battle and competition for places. Who do you think will be staking a claim to make the squad? As we know, the Men's World Cup is taking place at the moment. Well, the selections of teams have been taking place. The England team was announced yesterday, England time. It was announced, and Gareth Southgate picked the 26. Some controversial picks, some controversial omissions. Coach's role is never easy when it comes to selecting players. No one can ever please everybody all the time. And Lorne Donaldson will be having no easy task when it comes to selecting the Reggae Girls final squad for Australia and New Zealand. Let me just give you the subs bench before checking out the comments, because the comments and the commenters, you guys, you good people, you Talawans are very, very important, essential to the program, as Crystal is always absolutely keen on repeating. And the reason boss will be repeating and saying that absolutely as well. We're in lockstep. We are in lockstep. The reason boss and Crystal of Talawa TV. Check out the subs bench. Snyder, goalkeeper Snyder, Brooks, Chantal Swaby, Buckley, Jones, Chinwada Asher, Tiffany Cameron. Salutes. Always, oftentimes watching Talawa TV and texting in. We always appreciate Tiffany. I was lost for words, allegedly. Last time she texted, She was trying to get some sleep at the airport, trying to before jetting into Montego Bay. So God bless and hi Tiffany. Wishing you all the best for the game tonight against Paraguay. We've also got Salon on the bench. Of course, scored the famous first goal for the Reggae Girls in France in 2019. My goodness me, how time flies when you're having fun. Matthews, Hayes, and McCoy. That's the subs bench. Snyder, Chantal, Swaby, Brooks, Buckley, Jones, Asher, Salone, Cameron, Matthews, Hayes, and Kyla McCoy, or Kyla McCoy of Rangers. One of my favorite players, I must say. Let me go and check out the comments. Let's have a look at the comments, and there's always going to be plenty of comments. Let's have a look here. Aye. Yes, sir. Fresh card. Big up Rich Poo. Rich Poe. Rich Poe. It's a technical term, but very essential. Yes, indeed. Big up. Thank you, Fresh card. Respect. Nice to be here. Let's see some of the comments here. Oh, there's been a fair few, but I don't want to miss out anything. Oh, this Brian Morgan. Hey, girl. Listen, I'm the one who's wearing the glasses around here. Hey, girl. Oh, yeah, I'll go on with this, sir. Malik Mills. Malik, I'm raising a glass to you, sir. I'm raising the glass to you. Respect, Malik. Crystal and Richard. Wagwan, miss y'all both. Listen, we miss you, man. We miss you. Long time no see. Give thanks. Oh my goodness me. Malik, where you been? Hey, I know you're a Chelsea fan. Have you been keeping low profile? What's your thoughts on Mr. Graham Potter? Interesting times there. Now, I hope he doesn't bring misfortune to the Reggae Girls tonight as they take on the Paraguayans. Fresh God, thank you very much for the support. Yes, indeed. Please touch the like button and raise and show a little support for Talawa TV. Full respect every time. You are vital to the program, viewers and subscribers. Please hit the like button when you get the chance as we watch or follow the watch along. If you have any scores on the match, do pop it in as and when. Let's have a look. Taja Scott. I don't know what happened to Lauren Donaldson. With so much defenders playing Paraguay team. Well, yeah, set up the Paraguay players for attacking. Well, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one there. As you can see, Taja Scott is already questioning the tactics of, well, it says Lauren here. I mean, Arsenal had a player called Lauren, but this is Lorne, Lorne. But yes, Lorne Donaldson. Look, he's got a few defenders there. Look, it's interesting because when it comes to tactics, it's hard to please, as I said, everybody in terms of selection of players and tactics. Here, Taja Scott is saying they've got concerns. Taja has got concerns. Taja, your concerns could be merited, but check out the likes of Gareth Southgate, who, as the manager of the England men's national team, took the England team to the finals of the European Championships. Yes, the finals, lost only on penalties. Semi-finals of the World Cup in 2018 in Russia. Yes, he took them there. Allegedly playing too defensively or very defensively. But the proof sometimes is on the pudding. Sometimes you've got to work with the players that you've got and the personnel you've got, and you've got to use some tactics. Sometimes the best teams, oftentimes the best teams, the ones who play the most attacking type of football, don't necessarily lift and win the trophies or go deep into a tournament. At some point, if you are conceding a goal, you concede one, picture it, you concede one, Taja. To win the game, you've got to score 2 goals. 2 goals. It's not easy. It's not easy. You can't take this for granted. So it's a tricky one. When you line up defensively sound, how about defensively sound, Taja. That might be what Lorne is doing. Look, in attack, we've got Shaw, Paige, Bailey Gale, who's capable of, offering a wing threat. Drew Spence, the inimitable Drew Spence, Creator Supreme. We've got Atlanta Primus, Samson. We've got people who can actually provide the attacking thrust. We've got Asher, Salone on the bench, McCoy, he's got attacking thrust. So finding the balance, any team needs to have a good amount of balance when you come to playing the games. If you're going to just overload it with attacking talent, you can get exposed defensively, and then the opponents can then be very defensive minded. So you can't take this thing for granted. You cannot take this thing for granted. So yes, hopefully they're not too defensive, but defensively sound, and hopefully their midfield engine and the attacking third. It's not easy scoring goals, Arguably, that's the hardest thing to do in football. So keep an eye on the shop, ensuring that no one's burglaring us and pinching a goal or two, and make sure attacking wise we are looking good. I tell you what, I was looking at Taja. I was looking at the record of the Paraguayans. They don't score a bag of goals, but they certainly are capable of conceding. They're not the tallest defensive-wise. They're not the tallest defensive-wise. And, of course, we've got the imposing figure of Khadijah Shaw, who hopefully can give them a bundle of problems. If we can get quality service into Shaw, we can really give them problems. And they're not the quickest. They're not the quickest, not from what I've seen. In September 2021, they met the United States of America, and my goodness me, the world champions gave them a sound scene to 8-0, 8 goals to nil. Same team, Paraguay. They were taken to the sword. Trust me. Their lack of speed was shown. Their lack of defensive awareness was shown, and their lack of a cutting edge was shown. So in this case, hopefully Jamaica don't come across too many problems. I think the Paraguayans will find it tough to score. But funny enough, the other game that I saw them play was against Colombia in the Copa America, where they were thwarted by the eventual finalists, Colombia. And though they lost 4 goals to 2, they lost to Colombia in the Copa America, won by Brazil by the solitary goal. But the 2 goals that the Paraguayans scored, dead ball situations, free kicks from a way out. Their number 10 and number 11, Martinez, and number 10, scored a screamer. Very, very good goal from distance. Almost center of goal. Looked like 25, 30 yards out. Hit it perfectly, and it flew in. And then there was another free kick from the right-hand side, maybe 20 odd, 25 yards out, maybe, right into the net, top of the net. So dead ball situations look like they've got capabilities, but open play, they didn't have the creativity from when I saw them. So they're still trying to find their way through to New Zealand and Australia. But as far as the Reggae Girls are concerned, they are set to board a plane for Australia and New Zealand. But they've got business to attend to. Taja, and one and all here. They've got business to attend to versus the Paraguayans. Now, let me just have a look, just checking out some of the comments here. Talawa TV, thank you very much. Cheers to the reason, boss. Listen, I've been driving for many years. But I can tell you, I'm a nervous driver tonight. But I hope that I'm in good hands, and with passengers such as yourself. I hope that the journey will be beautiful. So yes, please show me some love, man. I appreciate it. Show me some love. I appreciate that very much. Oh, nothing beats a cuppa. You know, Crystal, I tell you, you know, she loves talking about food and drink. Yeah, she makes us all hungry. Yes. So I wonder what are you guys eating and drinking tonight as you watch the game or listen to the game or follow events. Some of you may have had an eye on the World Cup selections for England, the recent selections for England. Gareth Southgate, the likes of Ivan Toney, who could have been eligible for Jamaica, chose to hang his hat on the England call-up. Didn't quite work out this time. I didn't get the final call-up to a place on the plane for Qatar. The likes of Callum Wilson, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford got the call-up ahead of Ivan Toney. And I must say, it did cause a bit of a ruckus. There was plenty of verbals and discussions from fans and media alike, who were suggesting in some quarters that Mr. Toney was unlucky and unfortunate, deserved a place on the plane. Fortunately, the Reggae Girls have got a striker who we wouldn't trade, and we give thanks that she's representing Jamaica. Whew, Khadijah Shaw. But I don't know. What do you think of the selections? Do you care? Do you think that England men's team just not ready? Them not ready. They don't set your boat to rocking. I've been hearing a lot of things about the England team, and yeah, I don't think they're world beaters necessarily, but they can hold their own. Functional, I'd describe them as. But what do we describe the Reggae Girls as? What's the style Lorne Donaldson is going to be looking to play this evening? It's going to be very interesting to find out how this game progresses. As we say, we've got Spencer, Blackwood, Murray, Wilshire. These are names that we've become increasingly familiar with, and we're hoping that they can produce a winning performance. And hopefully the attendance at Catherine Hall in Montego Bay is reasonable, because all the support that the Reggae Girls can get would be greatly appreciated. We know that they are much loved, and the way that they conduct themselves, so professional. They give their all for the colors, and that is why we are here, following the fortunes of the Reggae Girls in action against Paraguay. And just go through the lineup again. It's Blackwood, Spencer in goal, Blackwood, Alison Swaby, Satara Murray, Tierney Wilshire, Ryan Sampson, Siobhan Wilson, Atlanta Primus starts, Drew Spence, Paige Bailey Gale, and Khadijah Shaw. Yes, Malik Mills. I'm just looking at the comments here. Malik Mills, where can we watch the game? Well, I've been unable to actually get a live looking at the game. I was looking hard, but I'm based in England, London, England, and I was unable to get visual on the game, but keeping tabs and looking to see if I can get the latest score. Don't have a link. If you do have any links that you can get your hands on, great. As Talawa TV is saying, as Crystal's saying, currently there is no link to the game, as stated by the Jamaican Football Federation. So there you have it, official sources. There is no link currently to the game, good people. The JFF letting us know, and let's be honest, it's unfortunate, quote unquote unfortunate. It's also, you could use another word, disappointing. You could use another word, extremely disappointing. But I'm going to try and say that the glass is half, or the cup. The cup is half full and not half empty. The good news is that preparation is beginning in earnest, or continuing in earnest, and we have a game on. They've got a game. They're playing tonight against Paraguay, and then it's a back-to-back. It's a back-to-back package, because on the 13th, on Sunday around 6 o'clock, they're going to be playing Paraguay again. So it's a first of a double header, or first of two contests between Jamaica and Paraguay. So You'll be able to get the chance in person if you go to the National Stadium in Kingston, or you can follow online with the likes of Talawa TV and fellow watch-alongs on the social media platforms. So no official opportunity to watch the game. So we've got to try and get the results where we can. But we are definitely there. If we're not at the stadium, Catherine Hall, we are there in spirit. Let me check out Blair video. I'm going back to the comments here. Back to the comments. Big up Richard and Crystal. Blair video. I salute a loyal follower and supporter. Italawa to the bone. Good night, Blair video. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, sir. Taja Scott. Hope this coach don't make me lose the money. Oh, what? 50. Hey, Taja, we need some jokes, and it's good to get some jokes. 50 grand, you bet. Where is it? 50 grand. I hope that's tongue in cheek. You're obviously not in any financial crisis situation. There's a bag of that going on in London, England. I tell you, oh boy, they need to bring it into that conflict in Ukraine. It's a madness. Oh, less of the politics though. That's another time. Whew, let me see. 50 grand. You're not easy, Taja. You bet somebody. Be careful, you know. I'm not a gambler. 50 grand. It's a competitive game tonight. The Paraguayan, as we said, the Paraguayans are ranked what 52nd, 51st, officially ranked 51st. The Reggae Girls are ranked 42nd, but in terms of quality, we're hoping that there's a good margin between the Jamaican Reggae Girls and the Paraguayans. But of course, South America have got a good tradition in the men's game, and it's a increasingly developing reputation in the women's game. So we can't underestimate the Paraguayans. As I said, though they lost 4-2 to the Colombians, eventual finalists, who lost that 1-0 to Brazil, the way they scored the 2 goals from set pieces, really good efforts. Long range showed they had, power. Not the quickest, from what I've seen, not the quickest overall as a team, and thereby not necessarily the fittest. But I'm sure, as we know, the women's game is increasingly growing more professional, and the athletes are becoming fitter and fitter. The bar is being raised higher and higher, and we want the Reggae Girls to raise the bar ever higher and higher. So hopefully we can stamp our authority on this game. And yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. But if you want to compete and you want to be the best, or aim to be as good as you can be, you need to put your best foot forward. You need to put the work in and show the ability. Remember, we've got many of these players playing for the Reggae Girls who are playing for good teams, getting plenty of game time, and experiencing no little success. And when you've got regular places in your teams, Shaw, Spence, Paige Baylor Gale, Primus, Murray, the Chantel and Alison Swabies of this world, Rebecca Spencer, the goalkeeper at Tottenham. These players, increasingly experienced, have quality, very professional, and the standards are set high. We want to see the Reggae Girls, hopefully, with a particular style of play. When I say particular, Taja said that they're a bit too defensive. Well, or tonight, they're lined up particularly defensive, according to Taja. Well, a balance. Again, balance is the key. You can't please everyone all the time. You need to have a solid defense in order to build a platform to attack the opposition. So let us see how things go. Gregory Reed. Gregory Reed. Richard, good evening to you. And a good evening to you, Gregory. A good evening. Let me raise a cup. I've got my big mug, but I'm not showing the big mug yet. That's got my little juice in there, but that's a backup after the cup of tea. What are you drinking? What are you eating tonight, good people? No one does it like Crystal, but food is food, delightful at any time. Oh yeah, oh yes. Yes, Richard, good evening to you and Crystal. It's been a long time. So how you doing? Gregory, thank you very much for asking. Yeah, you make me feel so welcome. I appreciate that. I am well. I am well in myself. I am well. Nursing a little bit of a cough. Maybe it's with the change of weather, but everything is well health wise for the most part. I'm endeavoring to actually. I'm on a bit of a health kick actually, Gregory. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. Maybe it's because the World Cup's around the corner and I want to look good for the occasion. it, it could be, who knows? But yeah, I'm doing some power walking sessions, trying to get out of the car and walk at a brisk pace as much as possible. Maybe I'm taking a leaf out of the Reggae Girls book because they'll be concentrating on trying to get themselves as fit as possible and to give Lorne Donaldson the mother of all task in selecting those names to board the plane, God willing, inshallah, for Australia and New Zealand. So I am well. The cost of living crisis and the situation in the Ukraine, Gregory, it's a challenging one. There's so many things. The cost of living, cost of petrol up, cost of food up. And when I say up, considerably up. So it's a challenge. So yes, I am a bit of a politics person and I do keep a beady eye on events across the world, in Europe, in America, and in Asia. So it's worth keeping an eye. And I can tell you that you need to read and study and check out the situation, because sometimes certain narratives aren't exactly, well, it's good to get a holistic view of events so you can make an informed decision. Just like we like to watch the Reggae Girls and take and make an informed decision and have an informed perspective on how the Reggae Girls are playing. You know, I'm gonna put it out there. You know, though I've lived in England most of my life, Jamaica is my second home. Jamaica, me love like cook food. You don't know. And you know, if it's England versus Jamaica, I know which side I am supporting. Oh yes, reggae every time. You don't know. That sense of entitlement. That sense of entitlement is something in terms of England thinking, feeling that they've got to win. They're expected to win. Well, it's not always the case. They oftentimes they come up against better organized teams, more skillful teams, and I like and I'm attracted to skillful teams. The Reggae Girls, they've got some skillful players. The Reggae Girls have got some skillful players, and I'm attracted to how they play the game at their best. I'm looking, hand on heart, for even more improvement. We want to see the full flavor, tackling, defending, reading of the game, building attacks, providing genuine quality opportunities for the likes of Khadijah Shaw. But she's not on her own in being a goal threat. No, we've got the Trudy Carters, we've got the Jodie Browns, we've got Drew Spence, Tiffany Cameron. We've got a range of goal scoring threats, but having the quality deliveries from left and right, the through balls, the give and goes, the long ball if necessary, the penetrative through ball, you know, the deceptive ball, running off the ball. There's so much that I can see that Jamaica Reggae Girls have in their locker, and I want to see it unleashed, unfolded, and unfolding, not just when they get to Australia and New Zealand for their second appearance in the World Cup. Back to, it sounds good when you say that, you know. You can't take it for granted. Back to back World Cups for the Reggae Girls. They are in action tonight against Paraguay. Excuse me. In action against Paraguay. And we hope that they are doing well. I'm going to see if anyone's got wind of the scores. I'm enjoying speaking with you, and I want to listen to what you're saying. So let me check out the comments. So Gregory, I am okay. It has been a long time. I had my in-laws over, Gregory. I had my in-laws from Jamaica over, and they were absolutely delightful. They were absolutely delightful. But they have now left last week, and so I'm free to resume supporting channels, and of course building slowly, very slowly but surely, my own channel, Rich Poe Sports, RICHPO Sports. But it's always a pleasure and privilege to be a part of organizations and platforms such as Talawa TV, the wonderful Crystal Davis, who is busy helping out on this show. She's multitasking tonight. Good people, multitasking. Bring up the comments, and I want to get the comments as I go along. But a big up to Crystal, and a big up to all you viewers and subscribers. Please show the channel a love. We are here because we care about football. We care about the Reggae Girls. We care about their fortunes. We care about what Lorne Donaldson is looking to do, what the whole organization is looking to do. We want the JFF to put their best foot forward. They've arranged this back-to-back series of games against Paraguay tonight from Catherine Hall, Montego Bay on Sunday. They're going to be in Kingston, and we want to support the Reggae Girls, and that's why we are here, and that's why you are offering comments. So without further ado, let me just tuck in, because there's a fair few comments here. My goodness me. Okay, let's have a look. Malik, don't go to Richie. All right, don't go to Richie. Well, you're referring to Chelsea and Mr. Potter. You know, Chelsea's a big team, you know. Hey, they were a top team. They were a top team, and high profile spotlight is invariably going to be shone on the top teams. And Chelsea, hopefully they can remain a top team. All right, Malik, I'm going to take time with them. A quality team, and, you know, it could be a rebuilding process, shall we say. Excuse me. Malik, it's good to laugh. I love the laugh icon. Good on you. God bless. All right. Yes, Talawa, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, and a big, huge thank you. Yes, from Talawa, from Crystal and myself for tuning in. Ah, bless you, bless you. Oh, weird. Taja, hey, Taja, you really have it in for. You have it in for the Well, I say have it in. You're not backward in coming forward. You've got your views, and that's what the beauty of football is about, you know. We all have our views. Mikey Ballin. Oh, Mikey. Oh, Mikey. You've got your views. Do you agree? I bet you've got your opinions on this. Mikey, long time. I missed that shine head of yours. I missed that shine head of yours. That physique. That physique. It's ready. Yeah, I said it's ready. It's ready like dear. This lineup not ready. Strong words, Taja. This lineup's not ready. Well, look. Here's an interesting thing. How many times do teams play their best lineups? How often do they play their best lineups? Sometimes you've got to play and assess other players who are knocking on the door for first team football. And sometimes you've got to run assessments. As I said, it's going to be not an 11 crew team, but you're going to have enough to comprise two teams when going and tackling the likes of Brazil and France in the World Cup next year. So checking out the players who are, remember, wearing the colors of Jamaica, wearing the colors with pride, and looking to put their best foot forward. So though Tasha, you said this lineup not ready, they will believe that they're ready to do the best they can. And of course, they're going to be evaluated. They're going to be evaluated as to how they're doing. The Paraguayans are going to be in a similar situation. Maybe we've got Paraguayan fans saying that them not ready. Them not ready. Well, they're doing the best that they can. I can tell you something. They're a little bit better than me. And I'm being extremely, extremely, extremely humble. They are miles better than I am as a player. And no doubt miles better than many of us as fans. So I don't like to come in too hard with a two-footed challenge. So let's see how the game pans out. Let's see how the game pans out. Tuffy Rudy, bless up, weird. Yeah, yes, yes. It's not just you. It's not just you, Tuffy. Yeah, we've had confirmation that the game is not being broadcast. Is that the way that we promote the ladies' game? I'm in Florida and can't watch the game. Tuffy, yeah, the word on the street is that officially there is no official opportunity to watch the game. It is disappointing. It is disappointing because we are fans. We love the game. We love watching the Reggae Girls who are giving their all for the cause. They are certainties. They booked themselves a place from the group dubbed the group of death. Dubbed the group of death. My Lord, featuring the likes of America, Haiti, and Mexico playing on their home territory, altitude to boot. And the Reggae Girls said, we, look at us. We're not turning up here to go up and stare at you. No, sir. We're not coming here for that. We come for clear. And they represented big time. Big, hey, hey, hey. Is that the? Do my eyes deceive me?
You need to put on your what them calling thing there again? Not
Bro,
glass.
binoculars, monocle.
No. Yeah, the plastic one you put over your eye. What name again?
No, the monocle. The monocle.
No, man, the new thing, man. Where you have to wear the glasses.
Oh, contact lens.
Yes, you put on some contact lens so you can see properly. Well, I get old, I can't remember the name of those things anymore.
I love the plastic things. You're not easy, Mikey. Mikey.
Listen, GFF.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. Before, I just want to get this out of my chest. The GFF treat the Reggae Girls like outside picnic. Big game going on in Jamaica. They qualify for World Cup and them don't even have it somewhere broadcasting. Shame. You know them have no interest in the Reggae Girls.
The score is 0-0, by the way. The score is 0-0. The score is 0-0 as far as I'm aware. Before I check out the comments, go ahead, Mikey. I know that you sometimes can't help but be controversial, but you know the rules and regulations. But speak.
Yeah, you know me already. When you go wrong, you know me, I'm gonna beat you. And when you do something right, I am going to applaud you. What's that sound? What I keep hearing speak repeated. Is you doing that?
Me, I think somebody called me, you know.
Oh, it's a phone call. Oh. Take the call.
Me take the call. Me not take the call. Me and you know me know what I'm going. Take the call.
Maybe it's the outside girl I call you.
Oh God. That's it, Mikey. Nothing to change. Hey.
No. You
yes.
can't. What do I know your business? You know, Jamaican people fast already.
Oh God. Listen, as far as I'm aware, man, I have no external influence. I just want to be clear on that. I don't have no side chick. Mr. Man, I have no side chick, you know. I mean, I know who I call me at this time. Maybe it's my mother from Jamaica.
Well, that's the best side chick to have.
Yeah, I'm busy. Them soon
Yes.
handcuffs. I know Crystal is ital. Them soon come on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Go.
I can't hear you.
You
Huh?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Go ahead. My sincere apologies. You were referring to the JFF and
Yes.
their quote unquote non lack of interest. I hope that's not the case. We're in
But
November
listen to this.
2022. The World Cup is on the cusp. We're in World Cup mode right now. Back to back
But
World Cups for the
but
Reggae Girls.
to show you how terrible they are. Yesterday, the Reggae Boys B team played in Cameroon,
They did.
and it was broadcast on the JFF website.
I saw
On
footage.
on the Facebook page, I should say, not to lie. So, and the Reggae Boys B team not going anywhere, but going back home. The Reggae Girls are going to Australia and New Zealand next year, and you
Hmm.
can't show this to the diaspora. Shame on them. They know about this game long time. They could get Flow Max, Flow TV. They could get TVJ or Sports Max to broadcast it, or even I invite the Paraguay on TV station to do it. If them that cheap, you know what I mean? Them terrible man. Them one beaten. Not with one stick, but about 15 stick. You get me? You know what I mean? And
Is
hello to the subscribers out there. Sorry to come with this bad vibes, but JFF them terrible. Richard,
yeah, man. You keep on talking. I gotta take a call. I gotta take the call. Yes, sir.
yes, okay. Come not to take the call because whichever side she call, then you need to answer the phone because she persistent. Yes, people, JFF need a beating. I mean, a big game like this, the last two games we've been playing in Jamaica for the girls, and people in Kingston cannot see it. People in Port Antonio, in Morant Bay, in Santa Cruz, if you're at home, you couldn't make it to Montego Bay, which is sad. And they have to do better than this. Every country that's playing a World Cup friendly broadcast their games, but Jamaica, we don't seem to care about the fans or the support. They want support all the time, but this is not the way you get support. You get support by showing the games, get more people interested in the games. Young girls could be watching the game at home who couldn't, they can't, they're going to school, so they couldn't make it to Montego Bay. And they may see a player that they idolize and they want to be just like that player. And they start playing football. And that's what we have to do. You know what I mean? But they don't seem to learn. They don't seem to, they make the same mistakes every time. And they're not going to stop making mistakes until they get rid of the whole lot. Because, them say one bad mango or one bad apple spoil the whole basket. Well, them have more than one bad apple, look like in a JFF. Because we get rid of one, we need to get rid of a couple more. Went gone. So let's see. I thought it'd be an improvement, but there's no improvement. So maybe he was the problem. They need to do better than this. I mean, we all here want to see the game, and we can't see it. Not everybody can travel to Jamaica, and not everybody can travel to Montego Bay that lives in Jamaica. Hopefully, when they get to Kingston, they broadcast the game. If there's any person on the stream that lives in Jamaica, is there commentary on the radio? Or is it a total blackout? This is, for me, I'm very disappointed because I'm a big fan of the Reggae Girls. I'm more of a fan of Reggae Girls than Reggae Boys because Reggae Girls are doing something. They're going places. Reggae Boys don't look like they're going places, but that new coach they have, I saw that game yesterday. I mean, there are spots that they look very good, and there are spots that they look okay. But I see improvement. I mean, it's much better than they were a year and a half ago. You know, so we need to get this game or all the rest of the Reggae Girls games before the World Cup on TV, so that Jamaica can get a fan base going to Australia and New Zealand. I myself is planning to be there because I hear they're going to be in Melbourne area. So hopefully I'll be there. The only thing I'm afraid of is that flight. I have never sit down one place for 20 hours yet. And to be on a plane for that long, I tell you, that is rough. But I'm going to try and get there. I'm seeing something on the screen that I cannot read it. Mr. Ricketts have to do better. Yes, you're back.
Brigadier, yes. I had to take an urgent call.
You're back like New Park.
Hey, listen, Mike, it's good to see you. I'm going to be checking out the comments and going down the list. Thank you very much to all the commenters and subscribers. Remember to hit the like button. We are here supporting the Reggae Girls as they take on Paraguay. The last check I had, it was 0-0. What score have you got there, Mikey? Have you got what's the latest? Have you picked up any scores?
No. Okay, but I'm sure that when someone scores, I have a friend that's in the state that's watching the game, so he said he will send me a WhatsApp.
Wonderful. Listen, are you in World Cup mode? The United States dropped their team roster for the men's roster.
No.
The Brazilian dropped their squad, but what's your feeling?
Well, you know what? Because the females are in the World Cup, we never keep hearing about the man, them, you know. Tell the truth. No. I'm being honest. The girls are in it, and Jamaica is not in the World Cup, right? So I have little interest. I hope the US do well. I hope the teams from CONCACAF do well, because that's where I am.
Yes.
That's the region Jamaica is in. But it doesn't matter to me who wins. You know what I mean? If a CONCACAF team could win, that would be great. But I think that they're up against a fight. I don't think any team in this region is good enough yet to win the World Cup. I think Argentina look good. Maybe them are the odds-on favorite right now. And Germany is always there. Brazil is always up there. I know that's your team.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but I am always biased towards England. If it's a team I'm going to support, I'm always biased towards England. But,
you mentioned just to cut you too much. Have you ever picked up on the sense of quote unquote entitlement, the idea and feeling that England are supposed to enter as favourites or to lift the trophy, when not only on paper but practically there are other teams that are genuinely, for many reasons, better placed to do well, and then when they don't do well, there's the almighty bag of excuses and criticisms and all kinds of brickbats for the manager. Hence why it was the famous case of the poison chalice was the term for every manager that gets appointed, because when they don't lift the trophy, it's a case of, oh, why them never do this and them never do that, when in fact it's just they were beaten by better teams, though they did the best they can. Have you ever had that sense when you've watched them as a fan?
Yes, but you see, to me, Southgate is the first English manager that I've seen pick up the closest to the best team. Because,
wow, isn't that interesting? He takes a lot of criticism, He takes
why?
a lot of criticism for his selections. Interesting, isn't it?
Because he's picking a lot of brown people. That's why. I'm going to say it. I'm going
you
to
said
say
it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Allegedly.
Listen.
Fascinating.
When Barnes was playing, and Barnes is coming off the bench. That was what, 86, 90? Is that 86?
86. 86.
Barnes was supposed to be starting because every time he comes off the bench, something happens.
Real talk.
So, and the other managers, they won't play. It's like they have a quota system for the amount of brown people can be on the pitch at one time.
God.
Okay, so so it's like so that's why they can't. That's why they never go further, because Southgate. That's why a lot of people don't like Southgate, because he's picking what he think. Every manager will pick the team that he think is the best. No, I should change that. Southgate is picking the team that he thinks is the best team. If it went take 20 brown players to be on a 23-man squad, he'll pick 20 brown players. But there's some other managers know that they have 5 brown players better than them 5 milk players, and they're going to pick the milk players because they feel that they have to push the entitlement that like certain players are entitled to be on the team, and that's how it is. That's how it is. Like you say, Brazil, look at France. France don't do that. You look at France team from in the 80s, they've been picking a lot of brown people. Didier Six, all these brown people has been on France team from the 80s and 70s.
Together.
Matter of fact, France team have more brown people than actual white people, because I consider Arabs as brown people. And a lot of them people from Liberia and Morocco and them places that were born, their 4 parents are from there. They're light skin, but they're not white. So I consider them brown, right? France is using them. That's why France win 2 World Cup and England hasn't won one since '66.
It's an interesting shout, and here's the ironic thing. Before I ask you a question about the proud Reggae Girls who fortunately don't have that same issue, I want to actually ask a question about who you think provides the X factor when it comes to the Reggae Girls. But it's ironic that I've heard in some quarters the race card mentioned in terms of the England team, and I find that a little disappointing. I don't think that's necessarily the case. There's a real diverse nature.
You mean with the female team?
No. With the male England team. I've heard it in some quarters, but I think that Mr. Southgate, personally, I've not really seen where that's really the case. I don't want to touch on that too tough. I mean, I think he's tried to make judicious decisions. Look at the European Championships of 2020. I mean, you had a bevy of players who took the penalty zone, who are part of the team, and they're again part of this team making the playing for the World Cup. And I think footballing decisions are footballing decisions. Oftentimes, I may be wet behind the ears, but go ahead.
I think that Southgate is picking a fair team, or the best team he thinks possible, the best team in his head.
I agree. I agree.
England.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if they're brown, yellow, green, pink, or black.
And if they fit his system, and as you said, what's in his head about what he wants to do, I think that's one of the strongest things. Yes. I agree with you, man. I agree with you.
And they don't care what nobody wants to say.
You remember when Sterling in that European Championships, there was a bag of criticism for Raheem Sterling. Don't start him. Don't start. He said, "That's my man. I'm going with him. I trust him. I believe in him. And he knows what I want." And he stuck with Sterling. And Sterling was arguably the player for the England squad. So fair dues. I agree with you 100%.
What people must also understand is that every coach or every manager have a favorite player on the team.
Yes, sir.
And that player is going to play every game unless him foot broke. You understand me? So everybody can say what they want to say. Maybe Sterling is Southgate's favorite player. Remind him of himself. Maybe, I don't know. But Southgate to me is the best British manager I have seen since the 80s.
Wow.
Because he's picking a true team. He may not win anything, but he's picking a true team. And to him, that is the best team that he can pick up based on what England has to offer. You understand me?
That's that's a fair shout. What about Mr. Donaldson? I'm just looking at the time. It's what 1:56 now. So the halftime whistle would have blown, and I've not picked up any word on a goal being scored. Has anything? Have you picked up anything? It's
No,
0-0 here.
I'm
Halftime. There it is. Halftime. Yeah.
Yeah,
Paraguay 0, Jamaica 0. A tight contest. I'm expecting some. Hopefully, of course, I'm hoping for a goal or two from Jamaica. They've certainly got a solid base. They're not conceding. So that's the first good thing. So just one goal can do it with Bunny Shaw and the likes of we've got a strong bench. I'm optimistic that they can push through. But 0-0.
I'm looking at the team, and he has picked about 6 defenders or 5 defenders. Wait,
you sound like the embodiment of Taja, because Taja was saying that it's a little bit overly defensive, and with the scoreline 0-0, we don't know exactly how they've played. Maybe he'll have picked up on that and make the adjustments for the second half. I'm sure the players will have their own opinion on matter, but again, they've got a base to push off.
So he has picked 5 defenders with Drew Spence, who's a defensive midfielder. So that's almost a defensive team he's picking, and then you have 4 attackers. So maybe maybe I'm not there. Maybe he's trying something. Maybe he's trying not to leak goals. Now I don't know what
could well be. I mean, this is preparation time. And as I said, it's good to have a solid base. As I said, if you concede 1 goal to win a game, you've got to score 2, and that's not necessarily a gimme. It's fairly at that level. I say easy. It's easier to defend, even in numbers, than to score. So I'm quietly satisfied that it's 0-0 at the moment. No goals conceded. A strong defensive performance, and hopefully they can create enough opportunities. We don't know how many opportunities they've created. Half chances, really good chances, but fingers crossed they'll have a good talk. And this is very good preparation in terms of what they may face. They're going to be facing stronger attacks in the likes of Brazil, God willing, and France, who can not only create chances, but they can finish. So I'm happy that the defenders. The glass is half full. The defenders have done their job. The team have done their job. They've worked hard, no doubt. And it's 0-0 at halftime. I fancy them, based on what I've seen of Paraguay. I fancy them to come on and pick up the win. But it's useful preparation time and working together, and that is so important. Building confidence, gelling as a team, building rapport, working out different systems, as you said, Mikey. So let's just stick with the girls and ensure that they feel the love and support for them, because it's back-to-back World Cups for them, while the men's team unfortunately have not made it, and we are days away from the men's World Cup kicking off. I'm going to check out some of the comments and read out some of the comments again. Thanks for all those who are listening, tuning in. Really appreciate it. Blair Video, doing good, Richard. I must be behind in the comments. I'm going to try and catch up as best as possible over the halftime. Doing good, Richard. Watching USA Germany game. It's a shame JFF couldn't get a stream. Yeah, yes, Blair. Thank you very much for supporting 0-0 scoreline. Go ahead, Mike. I'm just checking out some of the out some of the comments, big man.
Yeah, the Jamaica female team is doing very, very good. Just hopefully that the coach get them gelling properly. I think that they're in a tough group.
They are?
Yes, with Brazil and France.
But includes them. They're going to be tough. I'm putting them in. They're going to be tough for Brazil and France. I'm hoping that is the case, and hope they're working towards that. Yes.
I've been watching Brazil play Paraguay.
Okay.
YouTube, the girls, females.
Yes.
And Brazil look a lot better. So I am looking for us to how we play Paraguay to see how we will match up with Brazil. And also over the last week I've been watching the this Jamaican team qualify for the last World Cup. And this team.
Okay. I was watching the World Cup itself, but go ahead.
No, the qualification round I was watching.
Yes, go ahead. What did you see? What did you pick up?
This team here, is 4 or 5 times better than that team.
Wow.
This team here,
It,
the quality of this team is way above the other team.
Are you talking about the Reggae Girls? Or are you talking about Paraguay? You're talking about the Reggae Girls, aren't you?
Reggae Girls, the Reggae Girls. This Reggae Girls team is better. This Reggae Girls 2023 World Cup team squad is way better than the 2019 squad.
It's so refreshing to hear you say that. I wonder if the viewers and subscribers agree. The viewers, subscribers, Talawans, do you agree with Mikey Ballin?
Because
this team is better, so much better than the 2019 version. I think that they are better, and that's why I was waxing lyrical about them at the beginning. They're playing for professional clubs. They're playing at a higher level. Many of them, like Khadijah Shaw, playing at top clubs with Champions League aspirations, and many of them real professionals playing regularly for their clubs and representing well.
There's maybe about 10 of them from the last team, right? Out of the 23 from last World Cup, is about 10 left here. And if I'm looking at the starting team right here now, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. Only 3 of them on this team. That's on the starting team right now.
Wow.
You have Blackwood, Swaley, and Shaw. That's playing right now. I don't see nobody. There's no other player that's on this team. There's only 3 out of the 11 that's in the starting 11. So that's what, a quarter of the team is from the last World Cup. This may not be the starting team because Trudy Carter is not there, and that little girl, can't remember her name. When you get the old names go away from you. Everybody knows who I'm talking. The girl play for Florida Gators, or whatever they want to name. Come on, people, help me out with the name of the young lady.
Help out the brother. But you're saying the important thing that you're saying is that the team has matured, it's improved,
Yes.
the quality is improved, and it's new as well as existing personnel, and it's a stronger team, which is what I believe. But it's good to see that someone such as yourself can actually testify that is the case.
If you look at the team right now, I think Bonnie Shaw is about 25, right? And she
was looking very fresh-faced 4 years ago.
Right, so she was 21. So she is 4 years improved.
Yes.
If you look at Alison Swaby, she is about 25 to 24, 25. So she's 4 years improved, and she plays in Italy.
Wow,
right?
Approaching the peaks.
Right, and then who's the other person on the team now? Blackwood. I think she plays for a team in the USA. I don't know. I can't tell you. Right? She plays on a team for the USA, in the USA, one of those clubs in the USA.
As the second half has begun.
And she is also improved. She just coming off an injury, last year, so she's also improved. So this team is. I don't see Brazil beating us. I think they beat us 4 the last time. I don't see that happening again. I don't see that happening.
Wow.
Brazil is a good team, but I don't see that happening.
France, I mean they won the Copa America.
Right. France will give us a lot of trouble.
Quality team, a mercurial team. They were expected to do better, a little better at the European Championships, won by the England Lionesses, beating Germany in extra time. But no, France. I think they're a very quality team. I think Jamaica will have a real game on their hands there. But again, I really want under loan Donaldson for the Reggae Girls to really take as much confidence in themselves and their own abilities, as well as, I mean, they're rubbing shoulders with world-class and talented professional players, so they know, what it takes to reach a certain standard, and they know the abilities that they've got, and they've seen players as good or better than them, so they can aspire, and they're not backward. They don't sit back on their laurels and say, okay, and be submissive. I want them to be proactive, and many of them are proactive, and I hope that that sense of camaraderie and positivity, energy is transmitted going forward into the World Cup. And we want the JFF to be, fully behind them, to give them that preparation so they feel loved, appreciated, listened too. So that would be my plea to the JFF, with the best of intentions, because these women are really doing Jamaica proud, and the women's game is thriving in England, at a pace, and across Europe and across the world. So Jamaica are part of that process, and we want to do as much as we can to give them the best platform to express themselves, because they are professionals in their own rights, and they're aspiring to make history.
Yep. Listen, I see the next World Cup after 2023 that Jamaica is going to be here again. Jamaica is going to be there again. Because you remember now, because you remember now Bonnie Shaw, they're going to be 29. So this team here is a 20, is a young team. And you have this young girl who's on this squad now named Buckley. I don't know if you ever seen her play. She played
I've not seen. Yes. Oh, I remember her. We watched her. Was it the under 17s?
Under 17, under 20s. She played on. Yes.
She's
on the squad.
Talented. Yeah, man. Okay, that's good. Yeah, man.
I just want her to get onto a good club or get into one of the top colleges in the United States. You know what I mean?
Fully concur. Absolutely.
She's 16, 17, right? So she's at in fifth form right now, or lower sixth, somewhere around there. So if she can get a scholarship to a what do you call it? To a good
uni, a college
like Florida.
Excuse me.
I'm still trying to remember the name of the girl that plays at Florida.
That engine is still purring. You're still trying to find the gear.
If she goes to that school, that'd be good. I mean, because it's a nice college for it's warm climate down there most of the time.
She's a terrific talent. I thought the name looked familiar, and I tell you what, to be in the squad, I think that's a very clever move. I mean, I know that. Have you heard of the young man called Whisper? Dijon Whisper Richards?
Yes, I've heard of him, and this is what I think of. I've never seen him play. Right? First of all, I've never seen him play, and therefore I can't tell you that how good he is. But we Jamaicans have a way to push people way past how good they are. And sometimes it works against the player because he thinks he's better than he is. You get what I'm saying? So
I'm listening, and I hear you loud and clear.
If he's that good, then he's going to end up in Europe. That's how you're going to know how good he is. If he's that good,
yes,
you end up in a big team, a premier top league team in don't know what country, but one of the top countries, like whether in Spain, France, Germany, or England. You know what I mean? Or Belgium. One of the top leagues. You understand me? If he's that good. But I can't tell you how good he is because I've never seen him play. Because I know of players when I was growing up that were very, very good. And when they step up to the next level, playing against people that are strong and maybe faster than they are. And you understand me? Because playing at high school level, you may be above the level at your age. So you dominate everybody. But when you step up to play against these big men, we're talking about men now, even in Jamaica Premier League, you may not look as good. Now, I'm not saying he's not that good.
The real talk. You're speaking. Go ahead. Man.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not that good enough, but I'm just saying, let me see him play for a Premiership club in Jamaica and dominate Jamaica Premiership. Then I can say maybe he's that good. But if he's not dominating, if he can't dominate, because, I mean, if you look at basketball, if you look at other sports, cricket, you see a player playing in let's say the English League cricket. What do they call it now? What do they call it?
County Championship.
County Championship. And he's making thousands of runs every season.
Yes.
He go play test cricket. Him can't make 20. Step up. Step up is different. The pressure is different. You understand me?
100%. There was a well-known cricketer back in the day. I think if you remember, you heard of him. Graham Hick.
Yes, I know. I'm a cricket fan, so.
Right. Well, I remember Graham Hick was. I mean, for some people, they call him a flat track bully. But that man was scoring a bungle of runs. I think he was from Africa. I think it was Zimbabwe. I'm not sure. And he was scoring a bungle of runs out on Namibia, but became eligible to play for England. And some people were saying, look, he's a good player. He's scoring a bundle of runs at county level, but to make the jump and to play Test cricket, and at that time the West Indies were in town, calling, and they were the #1 team. And he got the call up. And when people were expecting that he was going to dominate, he got a rude awakening. Rude awakening. Good player, but can you handle the best world-class bowling available? And he came unstuck, and that was an interesting tale, because just like similar to the England football team, when you got people piping up and saying, yes, we're world beaters, they're going to do this, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You come up against certain teams. All right, now you talk, and you see them get exposed with the greatest of respect, and then people start to hedge back and then start criticizing. But you've got to keep it real and praise the opponent sometimes.
Yeah. So back to Mr. Richards. I'm not knocking him. I want to say I'm knocking him. I've never seen him play. But I'm just saying, playing high school football and dominating high school football is a good thing. That you're dominating your age group.
Yeah.
Now, when you step up to the next level, which is the next level to step up from high school football in Jamaica, is to the Premiership in Jamaica.
JPL.
Now, if he plays in the Premiership in Jamaica and dominate that, then we say, okay. You see, I went to the player who did that, Ricardo Fuller, and Jeremy Johnson. When they were in high school, they dominated the high school level. When they went to appear in the Premiership in Jamaica, they dominated the Premiership in Jamaica. That is why they went straight into top division Premiership teams. Ricardo Fuller went to I think he went to a team, but he had a hip problem, so they didn't sign him. But Jeremy Johnson went straight into Bolton Wanderers Premiership team, and even started a few games, because they dominated the Premiership level in Jamaica. And that time they were 19, 20, 21. Just out of high school. Now, Dujan Rich, I don't think Mr. Bullet, Craig, is going to let him play in the Jamaica Premiership, because all his rating he's getting, no centre half in Jamaica Premiership will make this boy turn on them and don't put him down. So they may damage him. You understand me? So I could understand why you wouldn't put him in the Premiership in Jamaica, because no defender in Jamaica will make this boy turn on him and make them look stupid. You understand me?
It's an interesting one. I was wondering what his next step would be. You know, when you mentioned dominating, it's a very interesting thing. And when it comes to selection processes and taking the next step, I'm looking at Khadijah Shaw. I'm looking at the picture on screen of the teams. Khadijah Shaw, though, man, talk about dominating. I mean, the FA Premier Footballer of the Month, FA Footballer of the Month, October. Oh, dominating. It's so good to see.
Look at this way. She dominated high school level in Jamaica. She dominated college level in the United States. She dominated in France. I know she dominated in England. So therefore, this is a girl that has that's what you got to do. You understand me? And she dominated international level because she scored more goals, I think, than games she played for Jamaica.
Wow.
I think she has scored more goals than the games she has played for Jamaica. That's what I think. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
She's got a fantastic goal scoring record. I don't have it in front of me, but we know what she's bringing. And I mean, she's almost been scoring goals for fun. I think Manchester City, she's taken time to grow into the club. The club has taken time to adjust to her strengths, and having recognized her strengths, it's been a beautiful marriage in that she's now getting regular first team starts and producing the goods. And it is so good to see her name coming up in the media, having scored and performed so well. And her name is definitely one that's given a lot of showcasing of Jamaica and the Reggae Girls, as well as her own special talent.
Yes. So, I hope and pray that Mr. Young Richards, can live up to the hype that he's getting. A lot of people see him, from what I understand, and say, "Boy, I'm really good." But like I said, the last two top notch players I think came out of Jamaica from high school level is Jermaine Johnson and Ricardo Fuller. Now they must tell
Oh, go
me.
ahead.
Would I like somebody to tell me now if he's better than Ricardo Fuller at the same age when Ricardo Fuller was this age? Because to me, Ricardo Fuller is the player that out of Jermaine Johnson, Ricardo Fuller, I think Fuller is the better player. If he's as good as any of these two players, or better. If they say he's better, if people have seen them and say he's better, then okay, then I guess he's worth the hype.
You'll have a barometer. You'll have an indication of the type
Right.
of talent that you're dealing with, having not seen him. I hear.
Yeah, so I haven't seen him, so I can't. I haven't seen him, so I mean.
Do you?
Huh?
Yeah, man. Do you feel that the women's game and the Reggae Girls, for example, do you think that they benefit from not having the spotlight put on them in terms of pointing out particular players as being superstars or extraordinary players? Do you think that's one of the strengths of the Jamaican team? We've got, Tiffany Cameron on the bench, Salone, who scored the famous goal, of course, McCoy, playing their trade with Rangers, Asha, who's one of the favourites, and a terrific servant for the Reggae Girls. Do you think that the whole squad benefits from actually just concentrating? Rebecca Spencer's a top-class keeper for Spurs, but they seem to have the onus on them playing and performing rather than any prima donna behavior.
Well, you must understand, women. Women in sports is not like men. Men have a testosterone and an ego problem. They want we as men like to know we are the best and we always playing. Women, they want to be a part of the team. That's the difference. The team wins, we win.
And I can identify with that. And I tell you what, I was watching a documentary, two documentaries on different years, looking at Manchester City, the men's team, looking at Pep Guardiola's team, and looking at Roberto Mancini's team when they won the Premiership, when Sergio Aguero scored that wonderful goal. And the importance, Mikey B, the importance of teamwork and working for each other, having each other's back. I'm telling you, it had me captivated last night. I just sat there unexpectedly and just watched it and listened. And I tell you, when I go on the other platforms, I will not be backwards in coming forward. And the Reggae Girls, TP5, get me? The Reggae Girls TP5, another showcase, an example of the importance of teamwork. I can say this. I feel it and I see it and I encourage it. Teamwork, having each other's back. The scoreline was 0-0. Have each other's back. We're not going to concede. We're not going to be arguing. We're going to be supporting each other, and we're going to be doing the best we can on the field to get the results. Have each other's back. It means so much in terms of the effectiveness of the team, and I hope they continue to harness that, build upon it, and that goes to the men's team and any team in sports. Have each other's back. And it's a mantra. I love it in action. Makes a big difference, even to these superstar teams working for each other. Go ahead, Mikey.
Well, you see, men, like the downfall of the Reggae Boys team for this World Cup qualifying was ego.
Oh, that three-letter word. That three-letter word.
Yeah, too much ego and too much infighting. The women team, they come together. Today, if you look at this team, like this squad that they have here, there's about maybe 4 or 5 players that were in Mexico that's not here. They don't have a problem. They don't feel that. They don't make a big deal and go on social media and say something stupid. You know what I mean? You don't see it. They wait in their turn to get called, huh?
Yeah, well, you just mentioned that. You have you seen or heard about this show Captains?
Who?
There's a Netflix, I think, series called Captains that has been getting some attention, looking at the captains from the World Cup during this campaign, and Andre Blake was featured as one of the captains, and his his challenges, shall we say, with the Reggae Boys teams, teammate and ego. They actually said yes, a battle of egos was trying to be contained. So yes, the Reggae Girls, they certainly. I mean, I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure they have egos. They believe in themselves and trust in themselves as individuals. But football is a team, TEAM, team game. I'm drawing for Brazil in this World Cup. And Neymar is not going to win it on his own. Vinny Jr. is not going to win it. Allison, Marquis, they're not going to win. No team coming to that World Cup is going to win anything on their own. You need to have each other's back. And that's what these Reggae Girls have. And I think that, you know, sometimes it's easy to criticize and highlight and accentuate the negative. We need to accentuate the positives in life, and the Reggae Girls exemplify that. Speak again, Mike, and I'm gonna hail up the people in the comment section and read out the comments.
No.
Wayne Evans, bless up. I'm coming from you. I'm gonna be going from there. Wayne Evans, bless up to you, Wayne Evans. Full respect. Thank you for supporting Talawa TV. Bless up.
If
Go
you
ahead.
remember the 2002 World Cup, the French team,
Yes,
pure
sir.
ego problem, they didn't make it to the second round. You remember that?
I certainly do. I'm shaking my head because they were gone before you knew it. It was
They're
just a bag of trouble after trouble.
They were gone before the whistle blew.
Mm.
You understand me? That's what happened when you have a bunch of egotistic people. Everybody think that. Listen, the coach only can put 11 people. Only 11 people can be on the pitch at one time. That's right. And you have 23. So whatever 11 the coach pick, yes, you want to be on the field. I know that. We all want to start. We all can start. In those days, you only could make 3 changes. So only 14 people is going to play out of the 23. Okay? All 23 can play. And it's based on the coach's decision. So you just have to live with it. You're part of a team. If the team wins the World Cup, you're a World Cup champion. Even if you didn't touch the ball. You understand me?
You've been part of a team, group, squad effort with the vibes, with the training, with the pushing of each other to ensure that your fellow teammate is producing the best performances they can. And if they're not quite up to the level, you're performing, and in the coach's eyesight and eye line that he can say or she can say, you step up. You're going to be playing. Yeah, man.
Listen, you know that
team.
In the USA, basketball is the top sport, right?
Big time sport, NBA, yes, sir.
Right. And they have a saying that the coaches use, because basketball, because there's only 5 people on the court at a time on each team, it can become an individual thing. You can play, I mean, one person can play for himself, basically. So the coach used to ask the team, how do you spell team?
There's no I.
There's no I in team.
There's no
so
I.
if you're going to want to be an I, we're going to trade you or cut you. You understand me? It's simple.
Simple.
Yeah, if you want to be an I, we're going to trade you or cut you.
My lord, my lord.
So is that the way, drop your, because you're going to be disruptive to the team because you're only thinking about you. You
don't want that. There's that word. That's not a word that we're going to encourage and at all. Disruptive. Yes. No, sir. Yes. Not if possible. Not if possible. I'm not going to disrupt you right now, Mike. I'm gonna go through the list and see if I can
read off some stuff.
Yeah, man. Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir. And if you get any scoreline, I'm not going to scroll down and to see if there's any change from the 0-0. Yeah. Philip Beckford says hello, Crystal. Crystal, you're getting a big hello from Philip Beckford, a loyal Talawa and regular supporter and subscriber to the channel. Good night, Philip. Good night. I hope you're still watching and listening. Thank you for your support. And I hope you're well and enjoying the Reggae Girls and sticking by them back-to-back World Cups. And they do us proud. You do us proud as well by sticking with us, Philip. So, yes, Crystal has heard your hellos. Hello, Crystal. She's busy doing her work, but she's here with us in spirit. And you know that she's the number one 12th man. That 12th man is so vital. Philip, you're a 12th man. Crystal, bonafide 12th man. Hot Chili, another 12th man. Hot Chili, good night. Bless up. Bless up yourself. Bless up yourself. Yes, Philip. It was 0-0. I don't know if it's the score has changed. Philip Beck was saying, Philip saying the Paraguayan keeper looks solid so far, but our girls are pressing well. Thank you for the update. So that would have been during the first half. So solid keeper. So maybe taking some crosses, maybe some shots, and patrolling her area well. But the girls were pressing well. So that's a positive feedback from the first. Cup of tea from the first half. My goodness me. Let's have a look here. Yeah, man. Oh, T. Badass, badass. Good night, badass. Good night, Sabrina. Sabrina, are you still there? Sabrina, is that the Sabrina? Is that the Sabrina I love and know so well? She is a lady who knows football. Good night, Sabrina. Good night, Sabrina. Good night. I hope you're well, and thanks for tuning in. I hope you've hit the like button, and I know you like your football and full of talk. World Cup fever has begun, and you are part and parcel. Though you're not getting a temperature, you've got a very balanced sense of who you are and what you like from what you not like. So big up yourself. I wonder who you're drawing for in the World Cup for the men and the women to win it. Certainly not England. I know that. Maybe in the World Cup for the women, England, they'll be one of the favorites, European champions. They're going to be, they're going to be one of the favorites, and I'll have them down as one of the
Richard,
favorites. Yes, sir.
ask one of your people if the U.S. lost again today, the women, because this will be three in a row, that three European team that beat them in a row. If
Are you
Germany,
serious?
yeah, because England beat them 2-1.
Oh,
I think
yes.
Spain beat them 2-0, and now they're behind 1-0 to Germany. So
Well. Hey, you know, I tell you what, you can take those kind of results in a number of ways, Mikey. That is really interesting. Yes, it was a pretty big, high-profile game when the Americans came over, and yes, the English team dealt a blow to them and won the game. But yes, that Spain game and then the German game. Wow, very interesting. Listen, the women's game very strong at the top end. You know, the Americans may realize that they're not out far and out of sight. In fact, I would say they are not. To you, what you're realizing is there's been a concertina effect. Teams are coming together. Similar, I say, to the men's game, but Spain, Germany, France.
What people want to understand is in the first of the World Cups, female World Cups, has been playing female soccer from way long before everybody else.
Yes.
So they were ahead of everybody else. No, everybody's catching up and passing.
Perfectly expressed. Absolutely, you're spot on. Did you expect that? Is that something that you viewers and subscribers? Did you expect America to be caught up? Did you expect a changing of the guards sooner or later?
Back in the 80s, I was working at this place here in New York, and I had this American friend that we worked together. And when we went to the Olympic with that dream team and they beat every team by 100 points, I tell him, give them 4 Olympics and US will get beaten. It didn't take 4 Olympics for US to get beaten. Him said, why? I said, because everybody's when you see, if Jamaica play against Brazil every single day, eventually they're going to catch up. Because you're only going to improve. Because Brazil is much better than you.
Oh, yeah.
They better people, you're going to improve. They're going to start beating you 10-0 till they go down to 1-0 till you beat them 2-1. You understand me? And then they will say, oh, we shouldn't play them so much. So when you play against you only get better when you play against better. But the better players don't get any better when they play against you.
Isn't that interesting dynamics, isn't it? Interesting dynamics. You made mention of the American basketball team, and with the football, it's a great. So right now, would you be able to? By the way, look at the title, the text highlighted. Good night, badass. Good night, badass. And you see the name? Is that the name?
Yes, Jody Brown. Yes. Thank you.
Jody Brown. Thank you, badass.
Right. If Buckley could get into her college, because she goes to Florida, that'd be good.
Okay.
Good. If that's her intention. So college is not for everybody. So let's get that. Maybe she want to go pro. Maybe she end up in Europe somewhere.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
T Cool. T Cool, thank you for telling us that the second half had started. We've got about just over 15 minutes with time added on to go. Has anyone picked up to score the latest score? So good night, T Cool. Good night, T Cool. Thanks for supporting Talawa TV. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Sophia, I recognize that name. I recognize that. Yopez, Yopez. Big up yourself. Good night. Raina Lewis is looking for the score. Good night, Raina Lewis. Better said you forget Bibi. Bibi Gardner, no, so we're not forget Bibi. A Bibi Gardner, what does mean?
Bibi's also a next player of the high school too. Right.
Yes.
Because he's older than Fuller. He's the first one. He's older than Fuller and Jeremy Johnson. So yes. So they tell me that they're as good as these three players. Sorry, for Bibi fans, yes, I left out Bibi, but because Jermaine and Fuller play in the forward position, we are whisper plays. That's why my mind were more on them. You get me?
Respect.
Bibi is a defender or a midfielder.
And what a star! I remember watching and coming across Bibi during that 1998 World Cup. I may have caught glimpses of him during the qualification period, but when he performed and to see him, with his locks flying down, in his defensive role on the wings there. So wow! Now I didn't know his history, knowing where he was coming from. So he was an outstanding talent to come from schoolboy to professional representing Jamaica so quickly. Well, and what a fine career he had at Bolton Wanderers. Go ahead, Mikey.
I want to correct you. It wasn't dreads at that time. It was plaits.
Oh, exactly. Wait, me never know you was a hairdresser.
No. When he was, because you remember, he was 18, 17, 18, them years. He never dread yet. Him just out of high school.
He never dread. He never irons this. So. No, not yet.
Yeah, but dread art, but not on the locks.
Yeah. Respect, Mr. Platman Bibi. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Let me go down the list. Do you have? Oh, I think I've almost caught up. Is there any more comments? Let me see. Okay, yeah, man. We watch out. I like that. Good night, by the way. Grogu and Toby Deems. Good night, Grogu. I like those names. Toby and Ever Fresh Campbell. Germany gonna win because they play like a team. Teamwork make the dream work. Hey, Ever Fresh. That's a great shot. Now, are you talking about the men's or the women's German team? Both of them are highly effective. The German team, I wouldn't put it past them to go deep in the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. I was very impressed with a very young team in places, that German team in the European Championship. And I tell you something, I heard the manager, if I'm not mistaken, the manager said, Mikey, I don't know if you heard this quote. The manager or the coach said, the German players, some of them are actually scared because they've never experienced playing in front of such large crowds before. And when I heard that, I had to do a double take. I said, what? The coach is really saying that the players are scared of the crowds because it was bumper crowds. And I thought, well, this is a team that definitely is not going to be threatening for the title. Lo and behold, every game they were playing, they kept on getting more confident, and the way they performed, I'm telling you, they could have lifted and won the European Championships. I tell you, I love the way they acquitted themselves. And teamwork, I agree with you, Everfresh Campbell. Teamwork makes the dream work. I don't think we can emphasize that enough. I'm following and supporting Brazil at this World Cup, and I know they've got dazzling talent, dazzling skills, wonderful talent, but without team work and the willingness to work hard for each other, that won't make the dream and aspirations to lift the hexa and go for the sixth title. It won't work without hard work and teamwork and unity. So we can't emphasize that enough, and that's what the Reggae Girls have been emphasizing and exhibiting for many, many years. Grogu's come back again. USA is going to win the Women's World Cup again. Watch ya, Mikey. There's life in the old lady yet. Grogu's saying USA to win the Women's World Cup again. Them don't feel no way about the change of the guard. Make them come.
USA is going to be under serious pressure because they lose. I mean, I don't need to lose again today. They were down 1-0, so I can't say. But if they lose,
well, remember it's not the World Cup, you know. Remember it's not the World Cup itself, you know. All of these are preparation. The results we're going to remember are in New Zealand and Australia. Those are the scores we're going to be paying real attention to, you know. So let them carry on. I see 0-0 is the score, I believe, with still between Paraguay and Jamaica. Which, if that's the score, that would be interesting. And they've got the back game, so it'll be very interesting.
That'd be great for Paraguay, bad for Jamaica.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting. I think the second game, which will be at the National Stadium in Kingston, I think that will be a very interesting game if the scoreline would. Well, they've got about they've got about just under 10 minutes, around 10 minutes or so to go. If you add on some time, they're going to be looking to push, and this is about, again, you know, gelling. As I said, you know, getting the crosses, making the overlaps, knowing the through passes, knowing how each other is playing, and the more time they spend together, the more they know the moves, they know what to expect. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they know what kind of personnel they need if it needs to be more offensive. This Paraguayan team should be there for the taking. I don't have the official lineup, but as I said, I saw them taken to the sword 8-0 by America in 2021 in September, which is not too long ago, and 4-2 by Colombia in the Copa America. And defensively, you could deal with them, I thought.
Colombia team is no joke. I'll tell you that right now.
All right.
Colombia team is very strong, powerful, and fast. Colombia team. You see, got the girls finished. They lost in the finals in the under 17 finals. The girl.
Excuse me.
But the US is going to be under pressure because losing 3 straight. This has never happened in the history of United States female soccer.
But some people operate good and operate well under pressure. When you're talking about World Cups, you know, women's World Cup, it's the highest honor when you get the call up to represent your country, represent Jamaica, represent Brazil, represent Paraguay. That's the highest honor in football, above representing your club or your local team. So, you know, and with power comes great responsibility. So sometimes it's the teams that can handle that, embrace that pressure, and use it to their advantage. That's what I want to see with the Reggae Girls. That's what I want to see with the Reggae Boys under Jaime Holgrimson. And I certainly want to see that with Brazil, the men's team, because they're going to be under a whole heap of pressure. Favorites left, favorites right. Most people saying they're the favorites to lift it. It's going to be a walk in the park. No, sir. Not Nagosa. Not Nagosa.
And I think that a dangerous team is going to be France.
Oh, they're the existing world champion. And when they got Mbappe, Griezmann, Dembele, you can't ramp with a team like that. Just those names, Benzema and Giroud, they know exactly what they need to do. So don't sleep on them. You're right.
And the former Manchester man.
Wait, hold on.
In midfield.
The former Manchester man in midfield?
United.
What, for France?
Yes.
Who?
Drogba.
Pogba,
I mean, yeah.
Isn't he injured? I don't think he's made the squad. Isn't he injured? He's not in the team.
I don't know if he's in the team.
I don't believe he's made the team. He was injured coming into the World Cup, and I think, ironically, I think they're going to be light. That's going to be one of the areas that they've got some good, capable, good midfielders, but I wouldn't say great at the moment. They've got some young midfielders. They've got the people like Guendouzi, ex-Arsenal player now at Marseille. So that may be a relative, that's word, weak spot. But listen, as I said, when you got Mbappe, I've been watching Mbappe playing for PSG with Neymar and Messi, all three of them, by the way, in outstanding form. Messi, Neymar, I'm absolutely delighted with the form that he's in. I just fingers crossed that none of them pick up an injury and they can really deliver in this unusual World Cup mid-season in winter. Grogu saying Brazil, yeah, hey Grogu, me and you're saying they're going to win the World Cup, the men's World Cup. Well, I
And don't leave
hope
out
they win the
Argentina.
World Cup.
Don't leave out
You
Argentina.
can't, you cannot leave out Argentina. They are the Copa America reigning champions, having beaten Brazil 1-0. Angel Di Maria scored the only goal, and Brazil huffed and puffed and huffed and huffed and puffed and could not blow down the Argentinian house. And that was the first major trophy for Lionel Messi. The hug and embrace that Neymar and Messi had at the end of that game was extremely touching and heartfelt. Two great players. Messi, arguably one of the greatest players, certainly that I've seen, and most of us have seen in our lifetime. Absolute honor and pleasure. But yeah, to lift that trophy, it showed that Brazil are beatable. It was in Brazil's backyard during the COVID times. But I think that Chiche learned his lessons, and the team would have been humbled and learnt the lessons from that. And I think we're going to see a better Brazil. So I agree with Grogu. There's a reason why Grogu is saying that Brazil is going to win the men's World Cup. But Argentina under Scaloni, a young manager in his mid-40s, he's got them playing very well. I hope Mr. Donaldson is taking a leaf out of them book. And again, Argentina, very difficult, as well as Brazil, to score goals against. Very difficult. They're very miserly when it comes to conceding goals. And the Reggae Girls, at the moment, it was 0-0. They're holding the fort, so I'm delighted. No, simple chances, no easy goals, no careless mistakes. They've been locking it down. If they need to work on their attack, then so be it. I don't have a problem with it. Now is the time that we need to get the preparations in, because when we get onto the world stage, that is the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, that's when they've got to bring their A game and know, yes, we know how to lock things down, but we also know how to put our best foot forward, because you don't win a game if you can't put the ball in the back of the net. Grogu is going on here. This is not the World Cup. USA will. You see it there? See, Grogu is saying it. This ain't the World Cup. They lose to America. They lose to Spain. They may lose to Germany. They lost to England, but this is not the World Cup.
Yeah.
USA will rise to the task. They can rise to the task. I wouldn't put it past them, but I would say, having watched the European Championships, I think Brazil are good, but I don't think Brazil are at the level.
In the
The
women?
women's team. In the
No.
women.
No,
I don't think they're at the level of the Germans, and the Dutch have got more to offer. The French.
US just 4-0. US beat them 4-0 a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. The Brazilian team.
What was the score?
4-0.
To who?
US beat the Brazilian female team.
There it is. There it is. There were levels to this thing. There were levels. So Brazil, though they're the Copa America champions in the female edition, good team. But I could see, and I've seen watching highlights of them play, that they're not quite physically at the level. There's only a couple of minutes now to go in the Jamaica Paraguay game, and let's have a look. I don't hear any goals scored. I mean, I tell you what, if there's a lot of huffing and puffing, they'll be ready to go again. But I don't think anyone will want to lose it at this juncture. Jamaica will be pressing for a winner, but you can imagine they don't want to concede. So maybe no quarter asked and none given between Jamaica and Paraguay. And Lewin Donaldson, he's got a big task on his hands. Let me just read the rest of the feedback from Grogu and Don Siho. And let me ask you, when you get the chance, Mikey, how big a task do you think Lewin Donaldson has on his hands come the World Cup, and what is his expectations? Let me just see. Grogu says, it doesn't matter how much they lose. When the World Cup time comes, the US women are a different animal. Grogu knows his football, and a lot of people, including myself, God willing, will be looking forward to seeing how the Americans responded. I thought they were going to come over and beat England, but England stood up, got the job done. So the Americans will know exactly what's at play. They're not used to losing, and that World Cup will be a very, very, very highly anticipated and eagerly and keenly fought contest. No one's won that right now before a ball has been kicked and a whistle blown. So it's going to be up for grabs on many levels. And to lift the trophy, I couldn't, hand on heart, tell you who's going to win that. Let me see. Grogu goes on to say France will not win it again. The last Euros exposed France. Well, that must be the men's game. Well, it could be. I tell you what, it could be the men's game and the women's game. Certainly the men's game, where they have won the world title before, the World Cup before, and they're the current world champions. The last Euros, I tell you what, mercurial, France mercurial. Pogba, your Man United former player who had a very checkered career and experience with Man United. Wonderful player. He scored one of the finest goals in that European Championships against Switzerland. And I thought in just that game, people just literally waiting for France to turn it on. And lo and behold, France ended up getting knocked out. I mean, they should have had Switzerland, you know, knocked out, down and out. But they came back, little Switzerland. And that was crazy. So, Grogu, I understand when you say they won't win it again. The last Euro exposed France. Mentally, I think they've got an issue, certainly in the men's team. That could be a factor, as well as that midfield that I don't think is absolutely peak, like 1998, for example, when you had the likes of Vieira and Zidane and Petit in the midfield. Grogu says it would be nice if Messi win a World Cup. Absolutely, it would be lovely if Messi won a World Cup. But I am a Brazilian fan, and with the greatest respect, whether Messi wins a World Cup or not, he is arguably, outside of Maradona, the finest footballer I've seen and the world has seen. In many people's eyes, he's just, well, what can you say? You can actually run out of superlatives. But yeah, Messi won the Copa America in Brazil, was teary. It was an emotional time, but Neymar was bursting into tears. And I think that Brazilian team learned a lesson. I think that they would be more than worthy winners of this World Cup in Qatar, but it will not be a gimme. Anyone who lifts this tournament, this unusual winter tournament, when most of the teams will be in the rudest of health, because it's not the end of the season, it's mid-season when the forms of the players and the fitness levels of the players should be arguably peak. This will be a World Cup to remember. Politics aside, you know, there's a lot of hypocrisy where that's concerned. Don Sipo says, man, I need one goal to score in this game. Yeah, don't we all? The final whistle, has it blown? It must have been. It would be 4 minutes of extra time. It would be great if one goal would be scored, and ideally for the Reggae Girls. But if that's not the case, we don't want one being conceded at this juncture. Grogu, I'm talking about the France men's team. Yeah, man. Same here. Yeah, man. The French men's team. Yes. Mercurial. Genius is 1 minute and lapsing. They did have some injuries. I spoke to Jersey Boy and Ryan LFC channel, and they did have some injuries and some imbalance to the team in the European Championships. But as again, I say, as a Brazilian fan, Mbappe, Giroud, and of course, Benzema. Those three are, and I could throw Dembele in there. Those four players are the ones that not give me sleepless nights, but I'm more than aware of what they're capable of doing. It looks like this game may have ended 0-0. Grogu, yes, I like the look of that. You know, Brazil's going to win the World Cup. It looks really nice. It looks really nice. But I listen. We've been disappointed before, but one thing is, when any World Cup takes place, men or women's, only one team is going to literally lift the trophy and be considered the champions. Every other team technically would consider themselves a failure, but it's not a failure situation because there are levels, expectations, and one of the things is you want to leave it on the pitch. Have you left your fans with a good feeling? Have you given it the best you can, as I hope the Jamaican Reggae Girls have given it their best this evening in the game against Paraguay, and vice versa. If the Paraguayans have come away from home, they had some visa problems at the airport on Monday, I believe, but they've acclimatized as best they can, and they may have come out with a creditable 0-0. I've not heard anything contrary to that. It looks like it could have been a 0-0 situation, but look, once a team gives of their best and leaves memories for themselves and for their fans, their loved ones. What more can you ask? I've been satisfied and enjoyed so many years of watching Brazil play football. And it doesn't mean that they always lift the trophy. 2002 was the last time they won the World Cup with the likes of Rivaldo and, of course, El Phenomenon, Ronaldinho and Lucio and Cafu and Carlos. Wonderful team. Marcos in goal. Yeah, great memories. But I hope the Reggae Girls can give us some great memories. Back to the question that I set to you, Captain Ballin, and it's lovely to see you. Lovely to have Crystal here with us in spirit and no doubt bodily somewhere, somehow. Mikey, what's the expectation levels do you think for Lorne Donaldson as a coach? And what do you think the expectations are for this team going forward to this World Cup?
This is my expectation. Jamaica has 2 top teams in their group. Plus, they're going to have a team from the Intercon. Maybe it end up being Panama. It could be Panama or one of those, or Taipei or one of those teams.
There's about 4 teams that could make it. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Right. So I think that Jamaica should win 1 game. Right? That is that game. Now, to me, if they win and perform well against the other 2, Donaldson did a good job. Meaning, when I say perform good, the scoreline mustn't get higher than 3. 3-1, 3-0, 3-2. Or we win. If Donaldson pull off a upset over Brazil, which I think is the team more than likely, I don't think we can take France. But it's a football game. Anything is possible.
Ball is round.
Right. So if we get to the second round, the knockout stage, then he has done a good job. Beautiful job.
I would go a step further and say he's done a very good job, because most teams are going to be trying to bring their A game away from home, but it's the World Cup. This is the pinnacle as far as the women's game is concerned, as well as the men's game. So it won't be easy.
Richard, I just got a text. Jamaica won 1-0.
Are you serious?
Yes, I got a text from my friend. I don't know who
Bring
scored.
it up. I'm. Oh my goodness me!
They scored like almost to the end of the game. At the end of the game.
Oh come on, T Cool. What is name? This T Cool. Yeah man, T Cool. JA 1-0. Is that Petter Gale? Could that be Petter Bailey Gale? PG.
How did she ask him? Ask PG how did she score?
Ask TQ. T Cool. Tiffany. Maybe Tiffany might send us a text. Tiffany. Oh, the goal going. Who scored the goal? Oh, this goal go. Allison. Oh, wait a minute. Travis McKenzie. Good night, Travis. Alison Swaby scored. Alison Switman. Another PG business. Parental guidance.
I thought him said Paige Gillick. I thought him said Paige.
I was assuming it was.
Header then. If Alison Swaby scored, it's a header because she's a defender.
Yes, Travis. From a corner. Well, the ball could have bounced in the area. Who knows? But look at that. A good delivery, however it got into the box. And Alison Swaby. Superb defender. A wonderful player. One of my favorite players for the Reggae Girls. They're all my favorites. But Alison.
Over this qualifying series, two series, she's the most consistent player on the Jamaica team.
That's a very good description, Mikey.
And I know everybody have. I think that. Bunny is the captain, yes, but she would also make a great captain. I like her spirit. I like her.
You're speaking.
I like her never say die spirit, and she's always there, solid as a rock in the back. So, she, and she's young. She's like 24, 25.
More in the tank.
So
that's really good.
World Cup. She has a next World Cup 2027. Still under her, depends on, she may get married and start starting a family because, but, if she wants to, she can be there for 2027. That,
well,
that's the difference between the male and the female game,
What's that?
A man can have a child and still play, keep going. Women have to stop because can't play when they're pregnant. Yeah, you see
True,
what I'm
but
saying?
yes, but they can return after childbirth, can they not?
Yeah, but yes, they can return after childbirth, but they have to get fit again.
Yes, true. It's
Because
one of the challenges.
Kanya Plummer is at the game. She's the former captain for the last World Cup, but she just had a child, I think, last year or this year. But she's not going to play. She's only working out with the team because she's trying to get back fit. And there's a girl named Matthews also. I think her name is Matthews. She's a forward. She also just had a child, and she's trying to get back.
Is that the Matthews on the bench?
Huh?
Is that the one that's on the bench or another one?
That's the one on the bench, I think. She's not going to play. I don't think she's going to play. And there's a next Matthews that lives in Texas. She's young, very skillful, but she didn't make the trip. Now she is a midfielder. She is skillful. I've watched her YouTube videos, and she was supposed to be here, but she's not. So hopefully they get her for the next
window.
Next window. And as I talk about window, JFF did the girls a misservice by not getting them a game the last window. And all these downfalls is setting the girls back one step at a time. Every window, there should be a game or two. Every win. And Donaldson has to finalize his squad early next year. It's 30. You have 30 players. You're not going to include nobody else. You just work with those 30 players. And they cut your squad down to 26 or 23, depends on what FIFA wants. So out of the 30, you're going to lose 4 players. Because, people get injured. So, they're going to be playing in their leagues and they may get injured. So therefore, that may eliminate them. That's why you need 30 players or maybe even 35. And you stick with that 35 until you're ready to cut down to the final 23 or 26.
You sound like a coach.
Huh?
You sound like a coach. Wise head.
That's my part-time business over here, and I coach part-time over here. So, not football though, not football, basketball. So
I think I believe you made mention of it. It's a long time. Good to see you. Really good to see you. It's Crystal. You're a wonderful matchmaker. We could be a match made in heaven, Mikey. A match made in. Oh, you mean? Yeah. I'm gonna say it's good to see you.
But we have too much eyes. We have 8 eyes, and that's 2 of it.
Oh God! It's a bongo is 8 of them. My God, it's only 2 people. Too much eyes upon us.
Yes.
We can't be alone.
No.
Too much eyes upon me.
Yes,
oh my Lord. Let me go back to. I tell you, it does feel good, when somebody picks up a victory. I mean, we would have had to be content with and accept, with a view to going forward, with the return game or the second leg against Paraguay at the National Stadium in Jamaica. But that 1-0 victory, Alison Swaby, from all accounts, scoring from a corner. Listen,
I bet you any money's a header. I bet you any money's a header.
It sounds like it, and there's a good chance. As I said, the Paraguayans, they're not the tallest from what I saw, and right. I would have thought that that's going to be an area that, and I'm sure the loan and the players will reflect on that if you've got opportunities to exploit weaknesses of your opponent. So if it's high balls or crosses into the box or free kicks into the box, quality pinpoint into the penalty area, and you've got the likes of Shaw and any of our other bigger players, then utilize it. And as I said, speed. They're not the quickest. I think that Jamaica would have the jump on them regarding speed.
No. Listen to me. These Central American and South American, they play fast. They're not slow. They're short, but those legs really turn. They're not slow players. Okay.
Well, as I said,
if I was the coach of this Jamaica team right now, I wouldn't be happy. 1-0 victory. Although it's a victory, yes, but a little bit disappointed that it's not 3 or 4 or 2. You know, one
Well,
a 1-0 victory is like you just squeak through. You need to get the extra goal, you know, the bonus.
the bo- well, you know when they say 1-0 can always be a precarious scoreline. But
Eh?
listen, yeah, man, when you have one
You
goal,
see,
you know, it just takes one moment and then it's
you
an
see, you
equalizer.
see,
So
you see.
you're quite
Listen,
right.
as an artist, I love Bob Marley, but in football, we don't
You
like
know
the
what?
Bob
The
Marley
one love.
business. We don't
You
want
know
one
what?
love.
The one
This,
love.
no, no, too love, too love,
One
too love,
love.
too
You,
love. Yeah, man,
ah,
football, we don't like the Bob Marley business. You know, we just want too love.
my lord, my lord. Let me keep let me keep on reading some of the comments that's coming. Grogu, thank you again. He said I think the France men's team is going into the World Cup under too much pressure because they're expected to win. That could well be the case. I mean, they are the current world champions. I don't think there's as much pressure necessarily on them as some other teams. Argentina and Brazil, I think, have more pressure. But again, pressure can work for you, and you can make it work for you, or you can have it work against you. So if you're in control of yourself, you're confident in what you've been planning, what you've been working on, your ability, you respect the opposition, you respect the moment, you're enjoying and embracing the moment, which I hope is what the Reggae Girls do on their journey in the games against Paraguay and leading up to the World Cup. Embrace the experience. It's not every day you get to experience a World Cup and taking on the best in the world. So when you get that experience, embrace it, enjoy it. What if you're not going to enjoy it? What are you going to do? Hate the experience? No, you want to try and enjoy it, embrace it, and then let that bring out the best of you, because the experience is one thing, the moment is there. What do you do in the moment? What do you do with the moments? What you do, just like, hey Mikey, look
Yeah.
at you with your young lady. With your young lady, don't you want to make those magic moments, those certain magic moments when the lights are dim and that head is gleaming in the candlelight. You want to make the moments
Well, you see,
last.
Richard,
Yeah,
you see now, what you try suggest that we have a side chick. Man, I'm
look,
a side chick, you know. My lady's not that young anymore, you know.
Mike, you're doing the young lady a disservice. You're doing
No,
your
sir.
lady a disservice.
No, but
When you tell you say you can't dim
when
the
you say
lights and
it's better
have
you
your
say
head
my
a
lady. But
shining
it's
in the light with your woman. Oh yeah,
no,
sir.
no, you better say my lady, but not young lady, cause young lady know it's all like me have side chick.
All right, hey, full respect. All right, yeah, man. All right, lexicon. Yeah, with your lady, you want to appreciate and value those memories, and hopefully it's not a pressure situation. It's a moment to be joyful, embracing the
Yes,
moment
man. Yes, with my lady. Yes.
with your lady. With,
Yes. But Richard,
with
we see if my lady is listening, I'm gonna say yes to that young lady now. Me get locked out of my room. You understand me?
and we don't. You've been locked up before, I think. I don't know.
Yes, I've been
Maybe
locked
this
up
is
many times because of Richard.
Bitch,
Because of you.
me, me, me. I don't look I don't look like Crystal. I don't look like Crystal. A Crystal are the one with the mouth.
Yo,
She look like she
Richard,
could melt in like butter in your mouth. But
Richard,
that
Richard,
lady
Richard,
is a something else. You know that?
Richard. You know,
Yes,
say
sir.
a crystal mouth sharp like a razor, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when crystal cut, you never know you get cut.
Gee.
It's so sharp. Hey,
Oh God.
Crystal, you busy working? And we having fun on your stream.
Bag of fun, bag of fun, bag of
Yes.
fun. And the Reggae Girls have been playing their part. Let me see now. Where's now? Travis, big up, guys. Big up yourself, Travis. Big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Richard,
Thanks for tuning in. Yes, sir.
I'm going to run and leave you.
You're gonna run and leave me. No trip over, you know. It's
No,
been
no, me
lovely
not.
seeing you.
All right, make a walk and leave you.
Yeah, man. That can work. That
And
can work.
and I,
Are you gonna come back again? Are we
Richard,
gonna see you again?
I want to big you up. You did a good job.
Oh yeah, sir. Give thanks.
Yes, man. You know, you're not my top 10, but you're not my number one. But Crystal, I'm my number one.
you don't know how good that makes me feel.
You know, my top 10, because yeah, people on that channel no match you up. So you're all right. You're going with things.
I go on
Things are
with
run
things.
for you. Things are run for you.
With a big ups, the rich folk in the house representing on Talawa TV, and Talawa TV led by the inimitable Crystal Davis. I am so glad that she remains yours and our number one when it comes to Reggae Girls coverage, passion, information,
Listen,
and edutainment. You're the one who preaches it more than anyone else. Talawa TV, I
listen, let me
them
tell you
run
something.
things. You don't know.
People, listen, when it comes to Reggae
Oh,
Girls football, Talawa TV run things. Things don't run Talawa TV.
things not run. No.
And, all right? So if you want to know anything about any Reggae Girl,
Hey,
and any Reggae Girl of the future when not born yet, call Crystal.
hey.
Crystal know about the mother and father already.
Antenatal department, Talawa
I
TV.
the Talawa TV at the station. Wait for there. Wait to watch. Now you know what's the other?
For the nation.
All other channel was talk about Reggae Girls. Talawa TV is the number one, the first, the second, and the third. Nobody now get no medal.
Jeez, your piece.
Gold, silver, and bronze. You understand me? The other
Jeez, your
TV,
piece.
the other TV, the other station, they just come around. You get me?
They say Johnny come lately.
Not even Johnny, because they make Johnny sound good.
Jeez.
Johnny never come. Johnny never come.
Oh, no. Hey, I
Johnny
want to
don't
put
show
past
up
the
yet.
water shit. You know, easy, you
Johnny
know.
don't show up yet. Johnny don't show up yet.
If the mercy plea,
Let me
mercy
tell you.
plea.
Let me tell you people something.
Tell them.
Crystal Shaw make me know about Reggae Girls more than, and I
Real talk.
already know a lot about them.
Real talk. Go ahead.
When I used to go on Diana channels, they want to talk about reggae boys, and them used to admit that we know not about Reggae Girls football. But through Reggae Girls football, the number one footballer going in Jamaica right now, everybody a jump on the wagon. When Crystal the one a ride, a steer the wagon. Them in the back and she at the front. Cause when them a talk about reggae boy, she a talk about Reggae Girl. And now everybody a jump on the wagon because Reggae Girl are go a World Cup again. They want us wagonists. Crystal the real thing.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, girl.
Real talk. Real talk.
Come on.
I want to echo that. That means a great deal, you know. And I think to the viewers and subscribers of Talawa TV, hit that like button and subscribe. If you've not subscribed, I think most people here would have subscribed, but I think that makes a big difference, you know. You know, like when you're a salesman and you sell a product, you want to invest and take a real interest, genuine interest in the product. That helps so much when it comes to selling a product and being successful. Well, Talawa TV, when it comes to supporting and following the women's game,
Yes.
sometimes you just have to sit down and sit down and listen, because that's where I get my information, the bungle of the information.
Listen.
When you hear
Every
about Vi
weekend.
and Samson, Donna Hearts from Charlton,
Listen.
a Crystal and tell her when we get them information from. So
No, listen.
bigging up
Listen, man.
yourself, Crystal, and big up yourself to all those watching.
You see over the weekend, if you want to know how much Reggae Girls score, you don't see it on no other channel but Crystal Station. But when a reggae boy score, you can see it on every other channel. So which channel? The Reggae Girl channel. No, most Crystal TV, man. Talawa
What
TV.
you mean?
What you mean? 100%.
Globetrotter as well, you know. Globetrotter with it, Scotland,
Listen.
Iceland,
Listen.
Slovenia, Slovakia. She
Listen.
did it, you know. She did it where there's a will, there's a way. France.
You know the Reggae Girl got traded to Mars. Crystal, I know when she score.
I mean,
Listen, I
Hey, we
don't know
miss
what
you,
Crystal.
Mikey. We miss you, you know. When you come in, you know, say you're the boat.
Hold on. I don't know how Crystal do it, but I
Yeah.
think Crystal is a MI6 agent
Lord have
because she
mercy.
know every Reggae Girl business.
Every.
Every time before the ball going to goal, Crystal post it, and the ball going to go right after she post it because she know what go on before it go on.
Nice.
You understand me?
She's a different caliber, you know.
Listen,
Don't
man.
we know it?
Crystal is a special lady.
How you want from her?
Me? Me no want nothing. No, sir, Crystal more too sharp for me.
She, hey, I don't think I know any sharper, you know.
Listen.
Cool and deadly, cool.
When
Yet
Crystal cut you,
dead.
you never know you
But
get cut, you know. It's when you're done it's when you're done the live and you go back and say, but Crystal, they cut me, you know. Oh, me just find out now. You just feel a cut, you know. You know when you get a paper cut, you don't realize it till you put a
oh,
little
you mean?
soap. Yeah,
Yeah,
Crystal
man.
cut, you never know you get cut. Yeah.
Listen.
Listen.
She
Eh?
outstanding, outstanding,
Outstanding.
outstanding.
Crystal.
You need to bring your A game. You need to
Yes.
bring your A game when you're dealing with her. She
People.
don't take no nonsense, and yet
People.
she's accommodating and amiable. Full respect, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Real
people.
talk.
People. When the
Beautiful.
World Cup come around,
Go
we're
ahead. Go
talking the
ahead.
female World Cup.
Go ahead.
You don't need to watch no other channel but the number one channel. That is this channel. And you're going to get everything you want to get. You're going to know everything about every Reggae girl.
Belly full.
Yeah, man. Even the one that's not even playing on the team, you're going to know about.
Belly full.
Yeah, when you finish enough, when Crystal finish giving information, you have to eat no food for all a week. Belly full, like you say.
Edutainment.
Yeah, man.
Edutainment of the
Anyway,
highest.
Richard,
You
10 minutes ago,
you
Mr.
go walk on the
leave, you
far.
know. You delay me, you know. You see you?
Me?
You sneakingly, you see you? You have me on the thing attack 10 minutes past my time. You get me,
And I
you make
mean,
me
you
get
know, you
fired.
do the talking, you know. You talk and me and listen, you know.
You make me get fired from my work, you know. Look, hustling, you make me get fired from, you know. You understand? If
No,
you
man,
don't see me, if you don't see me for next year, you know why you're not fired. Me get fired. My cell phone get taken away, me a punishment.
them can't fire you. You're the brigadier. Them can't fire you.
Well, yeah, man. General can't fire me. General higher rank than brigadier, man.
Jesus, peace. Well, all right. I'm not get you in no trouble. I'm gonna have to make a move soon, but I'm gonna read out some of the
All
comments
right.
and just
So
savor the
I want to
fact that
listen to you.
Mikey Ballin was in the
I gotta
building.
run out. I gotta run out to the place, so I will listen to you. All right, my brother. Take care and keep safe.
Peace and love, respect.
Yeah, man. All right, cool.
Yeah, man. You said Mikey Ballin, a gentleman and a shiny head scholar. You said that head full of wisdom, you know, full of wisdom and full of joke, full of wisdom and full of joke. Beautiful. Respect, Mikey Ballin. Mikey Ballin supporting Talawa TV as the Reggae Girls have produced a late Tevin Campbell. Tevin, thank you. Yes, it was a header from Alison Swaby, our consistent performer, bringing a late winner, 1-0 to the Reggae Girls over Paraguay. First of two encounters on their journey to the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. It was at Catherine Hall, a 1-0 victory in Montego Bay. They then moved down across. Get my geography right. They're going to move on to the National Stadium in Kingston for the second game on Sunday, the 13th of November. Kickoff around 6 o'clock Jamaica time. 6 o'clock Jamaica time. And I'm sure that they're going to piggyback off the back of this victory and performance, a solid performance from all accounts. And to win tournaments, to be competitive in a game of football, if you don't concede, then it's easier to win a game, even if it's one love, Bob Marley style. If you do concede a goal, you're going to have to score 2. Well, we can say that this was a very useful lesson for Lorne Donaldson and the Reggae Girls. And let me check out the rest of the comments. Grogu, it's a feel-good factor. I'm sure there's going to be a glass half full and half empty. It was a solid affair from what I'm picking up and what we can understand. And yeah, listen, there's nothing wrong with being solid. You know, you can move on from that. And hopefully, even the players on the bench would have come off the bench and gotten some game time moving forward. Grogu, JFF isn't old, but the JFF who, yeah, listen, we need to rely and hope that they invest quality time into the Reggae Girls. The spotlight is very much on the Reggae Girls back-to-back World Cups. We don't take this for granted. The Men's World Cup is starting in Qatar on the 20th of November. Ecuador versus Qatar. The big boys are coming to town, but the big women are coming to town in Australia and New Zealand next year. Most of the places have been taken. Paraguay have not, as yet, booked their place. Not booked their place yet, but they're going to be part of an intercontinental playoff in New Zealand come next year. I believe it's around February when they're going to try and get their berth. So this is going to be, and this was always going to be useful practice for them and an experience away from home against a already qualified team to the World Cup. So the second game will have something on it. If it's for bragging rights, the Paraguayans will be kicking themselves that they didn't hold on to the draw. They will be kicking themselves. It takes 2 to tango. So let's see what the Paraguayans come back with, but also let's see what Jamaica come back with. Scoreless for Khadijah Shaw. No cigar in terms of adding to her already burgeoning reputation as a top Premier goal scorer. And I think that she's got, it well within her armory to do some serious damage against the likes of Paraguay. But you can't take these things for granted. Paraguay are a team capable of making the World Cup. And anyone who makes the World Cup has something going from them as far as the women are concerned. So again, congratulations, a hearty congratulations. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Reggae Girls. Big up yourself, Lorne Donaldson. Respect, learn, review, recover, and go again on Sunday. It's a quick turnaround. It's going to be a quick turnaround, but it's valuable experience. So thank you very much, Tevin. A header bringing about a 1-0 victory for the Reggae Girls over Paraguay. Gregory, you're still there. Well, full respect here, Gregory. Yes, indeed, Jamaica did win 1-0. Donovan Kavanagh. Yes. All right, here we go. We won. The keeper was good. We won. Yes, we did. And the keeper was good. And we did hear mention of the keeper being solid. So whether it be dealing with crosses, stopping shots, positional play, set pieces, she was solid. I mean, it was looking like a scoreless draw until that header by Alison Swaby brought the victory. I think next game, we will play even better than tonight. Proud of the ladies. Donovan, full respect. Yep, let's hope so. You think the next game they'll play even better than tonight, and you're proud of the ladies. Respect for saying so. We are proud of the ladies as well, and that's why we have stayed awake. Oh my God, look at the time. It's in England, London, England. It's 3:20 a.m. 3:20 a.m. Crystal is probably getting her second. Probably hasn't even got her second win yet. She will be up, always busy doing something. I don't know when that lady sleeps. She is a yeoman, and Talawa TV is in good hands with that sister. My goodness me, I'm gonna have to be wrapping up shortly because time is far spent, and yeah, the battery on here is getting a little low. But let me just move over for the last the last dying embers of what has been a successful, showing for the Reggae Girls that this evening, as they have overcome Paraguay with a goal by Alison Swaby, giving them the 1-0 victory. Let's have a look here. Jamaica Red Devil. Jamaica Red Devil. Good night. Are you a Man United fan? Are you a Man United fan? Are you a Ten Hag man? Or fan? Female or male? Who are you? Jamaica Red Devil. Thanks for being here. Alison has always been the unsung. Alison has always been the unsung hero of the team. Well, I don't know if she's been unsung. You know, she's one of the, I would imagine, more well-known, most well-known of the Reggae Girls. They've all been in the spotlight to one degree or other. Of course, Alison and Chantel Swaby being sisters. They've been very prominent in the footballing community, the female footballing community, in Jamaican footballing community and circles. But unsung hero of the team, I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying in terms of her not being, you know, a super ego, or not being, you know, really out and about and overt. She gets the job done, does what it says on the packet and a little bit more. Unsung hero. It's a great way of saying it. The key word there is hero, and we are willing to sing her praises. Big up yourself, Alison. Big up yourself. Proud of you. Philip Bedford. Good night, Philip. Good night, Philip. Good win and great fight from the girls tonight. Philip, full respect, absolutely. A good win and great fight from the girls tonight. I like that. Great fight. We were talking about the Man City teams full of talent. The Man City men's team, and any team that has is full of talented players. It's not just talent alone that gets you across the line. It's fighting for each and everybody. Your colleague's fight is your fight within reason. You're doing the best you can in your position. They're doing the best they can in their position. And if they're out of position, you do your best to help them out, bail them out, because it's one team against another. And there's no I in team. One team against the other. And to give yourself the best chance of victory, the best chance, working together will give you the best chance of succeeding in any team, affair, sport, game, or endeavor. Philip Bedford, I salute and thank you very much for feeding back and letting us know that there was great fight from the girls tonight, and indeed was a good, hard fought victory against a Paraguayan team that is keen to join the party that the Reggae Girls will be attending, God willing, in Australia and New Zealand next year for back-to-back World Cup games. It sounds good now, it sounded great yesterday, and it will sound great tomorrow. Colin Clark, good night to you, Colin Clark. Thank you very much for being a part and parcel of Talawa TV. It's live coverage of the Reggae Girls versus Paraguay. We have been talking about the game. We've been talking about matters of football, men's and women's game, but the Reggae Girls have been in the spotlight with a terrific, hard-fought victory over Paraguay by a goal to nil. Colin Clark, what have you got to say? Weird. Mikey, good night. All right, good night. Wow, now what are you going to say about the US football team? The US female team is not the same there. A few old ladies out who were good. Colin, that's an interesting point. So you're saying that, excuse me, you're saying that the American team is not as good as it used to be. You've had some ladies who have left the game, and some who may be there not quite as good as they were, not in their prime. that may be the case, but the Americans usually have a pretty good revolving system and conveyor belt of talent. So whoever comes on board, as some of the commenters have said, they're going to be well aware and ready for the battle. They've had good role models to base their own games on. So the opportunity to take on opponents who may feel that the blood is in the water, and it's a chance to take the United States female crown, footballing crown. Well, they may have a thing to say, and I think it certainly will have a thing to say, because it's going to be a very competitive, hard-fought Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand next year in July. It will be a challenging one, and we're going to see how they get on. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I can't say there's a favorite right now as we speak. Couldn't go and say there's a favorite. America, Germany, France will be there. England will definitely be in amongst it. Of course, the Spanish, Putellas, female player of the year, and a bag of talents. They've had some off-field issues, but we will see how things go when the World Cup takes place in Australia and New Zealand. Donovan, again, with a word. First half, we played better. First half played better after short change. After the short change, we fell back on performance. That's interesting. I mean, ultimately got a winner, but it will be interesting again. The personnel used will provide valuable experience for themselves, and of course for Lorne Donaldson, the head coach. So, if, according to you, Donovan, the second half wasn't as strong as the first half when Shaw was on, so we're assuming that Shaw was not on in or some or all of the second half, but you're suggesting that you felt that the performance may not have been as strong. Well, they'll have learned lessons, and it's important to learn lessons and take lessons from any match. So they'll bear that in mind. I'm sure of that. Let's have a look here. Jamaican Red Devil. Yeah, watcha. Who's Crystal, your number one big man? You know, say you're not asking me that. I must say Mikey B. Mikey B. You was asking that, isn't it? Well, Crystal is your not Crystal, your number one big man. Well, hold on there. I mean, I'm gonna have to stick up for Mikey. I'm sure you're not casting aspersions in any way. She's number one as part of Talawa TV. Number one reputation, knowledge wise, when it comes to the Reggae Girls. All news and views, playing for their club and country. She has the inside line and track. She tracks down the informations and she shares, disseminates with us. I learned a lot from tuning into Talawa TV. Let's say the ladies are playing their football, playing their trade all around the world. Tiffany Cameron has finished playing and been at the airport trying to get some kip before a flight to Montego Bay, and she's found time to text Crystal because she's been listening to the show and finding out how her fellow teammates' performances have been covered, what they've been up to. Ryan Sampson at Hearts. Information disseminated. We find out all people are getting on, all them are going. And the Reggae Girls have been doing themselves pretty much good justice. They've been really doing themselves justice. Absolutely. Kyla McCoy, one of my favorite players at Rangers. She's had a terrific season. And for many of the players, they've been doing very well across Europe. So to Tiffany, to Khadijah, Footballer of the Month, no less, in England for the month of October, Footballer of the Month, scored a bag of goals. I salute fully each and every time. I'm going to, let me see now, is there any more comments here? There are a few more comments here. Let me see. Yeah, hey, Leon, yo. Yes, sir. Yo, what's going on? Big up yourself, Leon. Big up yourself. Thanks very much for tuning in. Oh, weird. All right. Yes, big up yourself. Big up yourself. An even score, even match. And you was at the game, Leon. Well, I listen. Full salutes for watching the game, live, and being at the stadium. So full respect. Full respect. Uh, oh boy, oh boy. Let me see now. Yeah, man. Tiffany. Look at this. Oh, Taja. Watch out. Taja Scott. Mr. The man thinks some of the players that him to do good in training, going to do the same on the field. And a striker like Tiffany and Matthew and Jones on the bench and Asher. It's an interesting one, you know. It's an interesting one, Taja. It's a very interesting one because players performing on the pitch is one thing. Players performing on the training ground is another. So players performing on the training ground and then being selected for the game is one thing. But again, being a coach, it's a perilous task at times. It's a tricky balancing act. How do you choose players? Do you choose them on experience? Do you go on a hunch? Do you back and support them on the basis of what they've been doing in training camp during the training sessions? Or do you play a player that may provide a different look to the opposition? There are many factors to take into play in terms of the formation that you're looking to play. Today, by all accounts, it was a defensively minded setup team. So Lewin may have been looking for solidity. We may find out something if there's a press conference regarding the match. It's a very short turnaround time. Of course, the next game they're going to be playing is November the 13th, Sunday, at the National Stadium. So if there is a press conference or any feedback from Lorne pertaining to why he played, who he played, and how they played, that would be useful going forward. But ultimately, the team themselves need to know exactly what they were doing. And it was a 1-0 victory. But listen, Jamaica, the Reggae Girls have got strength in depth. Tiffany, Matthews, Jones, Buckley, all on the bench. Don't know how much game time all the players got, but lessons will have been learned, and I'm sure that those who didn't get a bag of minutes playing today will have the opportunity to bag some minutes in the second game. So it'll be interesting to see who makes the lineup, who retains their place, if at all, and if it's a different team entirely that plays the second game with substitutes, ensuring that people have their energies saved. Leon Price, Asher coming on. I hardly did anything. Well, don't know when she came on. If it was the tail end of the game, start of the second half. I don't know exactly when she came on, Leon. But sometimes a game can pass you by, or sometimes the ball and the action is at a different part and in a different part of the pitch. So we don't know if she had enough time to warm up and get up to speed in the game. Mikey Belling already made mention of the fact that they do play a fast brand of football in South America, and those legs can, when they get pumping, they're not, treading through treacle. I don't think they're necessarily the fastest, but they certainly would have been putting a lot of energy to have pulled out almost a creditable draw. They must have been doing something right. So maybe Asher wasn't up to speed in the game, and she may get a chance to start. I know there were some quarters that had Chinyelu Asher starting this game in the CDM role, or a midfield role of some kind, but she wasn't a starter on this occasion. So we will see what happens in the follow-up game. It's 3:35 now. We're bringing things to a close fairly shortly. I see a name that's popped up, and I've got to salute when I get there. It is the father of I'm Accent. Yes, sir. Big man, Warren Webster, pass it. Warren, Warren, big father, IMAX it. Big up yourself, Warren. It's been a long time no see. I'm so glad to see your name. I salute. How you doing, sir? Passing through. I know you're a busy man. Full salutes to you, sir. Full respects. How you doing? I hope that news of victory, a one love victory from Bob Marley, has raised your spirits. I know you're a busy man on many levels, so it's really good to see you. And you're always a loyal supporter to not only Talawa and I Max it, but you're a supporter of the Reggae Girls, and that is worth its weight in gold. Full respect to you, Warren. Full respect to you. Yeah, man. We'll link up, I'm sure. It'll be lovely to see you. Uh, yes, sir. Ben 10. Who won? Who won? The Reggae Girls won. I'm sure you would have picked up on that Ben 10. Ben 10. It's a TV stage, TV character. Yes, yes. The Reggae Girls took victory. A late Alison Swaby header gave the Reggae Girls a 1 love victory. Remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Leave a comment below if you have any comments on the match. If you have any comments on the aspirations, what do you think is going to happen for the Reggae Girls come the World Cup? Do you think they can get out of the group? Do you think that these kind of matches are good preparation for the matches ahead? Paraguay are a South American team. They're going to be coming up against the Copa America holders, Brazil, in the qualification group. And that will be challenging, as well as facing likes of France. But it's going to be a challenge meeting the Reggae Girls for Brazil and France. So we need to make sure we see the glass is half full. Plus, there'll be another team that will hopefully make the playoff to find a berth in the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. TJ says, oh, Benton, yeah, you got it. Okay, then, nice. Yeah, man. Full respect. Yeah, man. One love victory. TJ, high legends. Oh, yeah, it's a TJ. Big up yourself. Big up you there. Big up yourself. That's lovely. Legends. I must be talking about Crystal and the great Mikey Ballin. The great Mikey Ballin. Whenever I see that guy, it just brings a smile to my face. So, full respect, TJ. Full respect. So, yeah, man. Legends. They're both every time. And there are legends being built on the field of play with the Reggae Girls looking, well, they've made history already. Back to back World Cup berths. Feels good, feels good. Don't take that for granted. The men's World Cup is about to loom. My goodness me. Yeah, we're going to bask and enjoy, and hopefully the JFF will give as much support to the women in their quest to create even more history at the World Cup with good preparation, games, and time, and ability to recover, and yeah, just support because team efforts. They're putting in the team effort, and it takes a good team behind them off the pitch to produce the right results, the positive results, the best results possible, and the best performances possible on the pitch, providing entertainment for us. TJ, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, you were at the match. All right, and it was entertaining. Entertaining game and entertaining gain. Great win by the girls. Yeah, man, that's really good. You were at the match and you've enjoyed the match, and it's a great win because, you know, for love or money, that could have been a 0-0. That was all set to be a 0-0. So for them to keep on fighting to the very end and to pick up through Alison Swaby a 1-0 headed winner, Mr. Big up yourself, Alison, and big up yourself, Reggae Girls, because you're all in it together. Time is far spent. Time is far spent. Crystal, wherever you are, like a crystal ball, you're going to appear sometime soon as I approach Warren's comment. TJ, hope you're well, sir. Hey, respect. Yeah, yes, TJ saying tight. Yeah. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, sir. Blessed. Warren Webster. Thanks again for being here, TJ. Full respect. Thumbs up. One love. One love. Warren Webster. Yes, Warren. Big up yourself, Warren. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Richard. Passing through. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Through words, hopefully we'll get visual. But seasons greetings to you, sir. Time hard everywhere, but you know, warm hearts, warm minds is a good thing. TJ, is Crystal okay? Is Crystal okay? Are you okay? She is okay. She has been inundated with work. She has a new role that she's tucking into and finding her feet. But you know, like a cat, she'll find her feet very well. Extremely hardworking individual, and she is well. She is well, getting on top of things and tackling her new role, tucking into it voraciously. And you know that anything she puts her hands to will be, by God's grace, a success. So yes, TJ, Crystal is okay. She asked me to step in, ask the Reason Boss to step in and provide some coverage and supports during this interesting watch along and support along of Jamaica versus Paraguay from the National Hall, or the Catherine Hall in Montego Bay, where a 1-0 victory was picked up by the Reggae Girls. So yes, she is okay, TJ, and I will pass on your best wishes. I'm sure she's aware that you've been asking. Warren, the midfield in the first half was great. Hey, there's some positive feedback. Okay, all right, that's good to know. Midfield in the first half was great. First half again, so it looks like the first half was the particularly more positive performance by the girls. The second half may not be as incisive, though it brought about the winning goal. But yeah, good to know. Midfield in the first half was good, great. In fact, according to Warren. Okay, that's good. That's good. Something to build on. Look forward to the backup. Do you think they're going to win the second game, Warren? Do you expect them to win the second game, maybe more convincingly? They certainly don't want to go out there and pick up a loss. The Paraguayans will not rest. They won't lay down and play, idle. They're going to try and bring their game, and maybe they've got another team. Maybe they've got another gear. Who knows? An appetizing encounter can loom. 1-0 here. It could be a goal fest in the second game. Who knows? Sometimes it doesn't have to be a high scoring contest. Sometimes it's a case of two teams going at it, either hell for leather or giving 110% effort. And when that happens, when full engagement in a game is had, sometimes teams negate each other. Sometimes teams can negate each other, and that can result in a stalemate. And it seemed to be a stalemate for all the money and all the tea in China until a corner. Sometimes that's all it takes. A moment of inspiration, a moment, a pinpoint set play can bring results. Just takes a moment. A defender switching off, missing a ball, attacker attacking the ball. There you've got it, Alison Swaby. Congratulations. Well done, Alison. Thank you very much. And I hope you guys all recover well for the second game, in which many of those who are substitutes will quite possibly get a starting berth in the Reggae Girls team. I'm looking forward to that second game. And I'm sure that we will be looking to cover and see how that game unfolds, because we don't know which way it's going to fall. And of course, you're always guaranteed some good quality conversation and reasoning with the Reason Boss and the likes of the great legend that is Mikey Ballin. Full respect. Always guaranteed to have some good fun conversation and ital edutainment. Right, yes, sir. #1 channel for women's football, Jamaican women's football, Talawa TV. Hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button if you haven't done so. If you're going to your bed already, in the watch along, if you're going to watch the review and watch it again, hit the like button. Looks like it's me and you, Warren. For those silent supporters and silent watchers, full respect. We appreciate you. I have appreciated you. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section if you get the chance to, if you feel you wish to, even if it's to say well done and congratulations to the Reggae Girls. We appreciate the support. Let's have a look. TJ, yeah man, yeah man, cordialities. Yes, TJ, ain't not Warren. Yeah man, and it's good to hear Warren is around, man. Yes, indeed, it's a good tete-a-tete between Warren and TJ. Yeah man, always visiting Talawa TV and supporting Talawa TV. So yeah man, even when you're passing through, Warren, it's full respect. We appreciate that. The coach did a good job managing the time. Okay, okay, time management, game management, time management for the players, very important. So that's another tick. That's another tick. That's cool. It's good to know. Good to know. All right. So, Lorne, Warren Webster says you did a good job managing the time, whether it be the time of the players getting game time or managing the time in terms of instructing the players to wind down the clock. I don't know, but managing time is very important. Time is important. They were 0-0, so I'm sure that they would have envisaged and endeavored to get a win and then lock down the shop and ensure that there was no chance for an equalizer. TJ, I'm so proud of the girls. It's your second time, okay, your second time watching them play, and you're so proud of them. That's beautiful. One love, Jamaica. One love, Jamaica. Yeah, man. That's beautiful. That's the kind of support. That's the kind of support that they will value and we value here at Talawa TV. And Rich Post Sports. Love that. Rich Post Sports, my channel. Always appreciate positive vibe, positivity. It's a small but slowly but surely growing channel, but low profile. In the meantime, the Reason Boss is more than happy to stand in and support and play a part in quality channels when it comes to quality reasoning and a love for the game. Talawa TV. Don't miss out. Warren, Bunny is playing like a world class striker. Well, yeah, for City. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. So Fitting Girls gave us a Bob Marley, a Bob Marley win. Yeah, man. Listen, she's been scoring more than the one goal. She's picked up a brace. You can pick up the brace, and she's not going to be backward in coming forward if she needs to pick up a hat trick. I mean, she won the Female Player of the Month award. So we've got to say full respect to Bunny. She is playing some fantastic football. There's some really talented footballers playing their trade in the women's league, in the Premier League, and the likes of Beth Mead, who won the BBC Football Personality of the Year. She won a title such as that, Beth Mead of Arsenal. But Bunny at Manchester City, she has been pulling up a bag of trees. Oh boy, oh boy. So I'm going to try and protect my voice, but I tell you what, Bunny, you're going to have us screaming, hopefully. If not in the return leg against Paraguay, in the World Cup and other practice games to come in the lead up to the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. As I mentioned, New Zealand just crossed my mind. I tell you, they took a beating. They took a beating at the hands of Pakistan and England. There's a sport that they're actually been thriving. T20. They gave India the mother of all beatings in the T20 semi-finals. England versus Pakistan final. Do you think Jamaica will reach a final? Our final might be getting out of a group, overcoming the likes of Brazil and France, and another team has yet to be determined. Oh, I tell you, all of these games have a purpose. All of these games have a purpose. A purpose is to bring the best flavor out of the girls come the the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. One rep say, yeah, man, it's a Bob Marley win. Yes, man. TJ, I think they'll manage to get to come out of this stage. Okay, you think so? Oh, you'd love to think that. You'd love to think that they would come out of their stage, yes? Um, because they work as back to that teamwork ethic, because they work as a team. And I love how they support each other. We couldn't put it better. We couldn't put it better ourselves, TJ. You're spot on. You're spot on. The teamwork showed and exhibited by the Reggae Girls is simply outstanding and amazing, and should receive as much support as possible from the JFF and from us as the 12th man, as Crystal is always keen to say. The 12th man is so important, and with the teamwork that they exhibit, the World Cup, any team game, when you've got players working hard, not only for themselves but for each other, and working as a team, supporting. That word, supporting each other. Supporting is an action. It's a deed. You're doing something, and supporting involves a bit of sacrificing yourself, maybe putting yourself on the line, being beside, in front of, behind, all different circumstances. You're doing the best you can for yourself and for the team. So when I see something like that, working as a team and supporting each other, that is some of the highest causes for praise and for optimism, because the team working together will invariably get positive results, and certainly won't be negative results, because they're doing the best they can for each other, and that presents a real barrier to your opponents. TJ, thumbs up. Yeah, man, real talk, real talk. Jones played. Okay, Jones came off the bench and played some minutes. That's great. Thank you, Mr. Dre. Big up yourself, Mr. Dre. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Mr. Dre. Jones played. Thank you for the confirmation. TJ, not a problem. Respect, 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 TJ. Respect. Thumbs up going out to you, man. Thanks again. Thanks again. I say, man, yeah, TJ. TJ, whether you're a woman or a man, I just said TJ. 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 I'm saluting. Ah, yes, yes, indeed. Good time, good time. Let me see, Warren. What's the status of Captain Plummer? Ah, yes, that's the former Captain Plummer. I think that she's still getting over parenthood. According to what Mikey was saying, we did mention Plummer and her status, but she's well. We can find out what we can, but yeah, I don't think she's going to be at this World Cup. I don't think so. If I'm mistaken, my apologies, but we can find out what we can. Warren Webster, yeah, we is here. In Kingston, they should win by 2 goals. Big talk, and why not? They should win by 2 goals. Well, they were. It's like a pair of boxers, I guess. It's like a pair of boxers feeling each other's out. You know, left jab, right cross, left, ducking, diving. You know, checking each other out. And this would have been, you know, a very good lesson for both teams. They'll know some of the strengths and weaknesses, but as we've heard, it may be an entirely different team. Maybe an entirely different team that comes out. So we will have to see how that plays out. But my goodness me, it has been a good time this evening, and really appreciate all your time on the channel. On the channel, I'm getting a phone call. It's hot off the press. I wonder who could it be? Who could it be, John? knocking on heaven's door. It, it could be, it could be the sign to say adios, because we're going to be coming towards the end of this broadcast. Yeah, so Warren, they should win by 2 goals. All right. Brown will be available for the second game, I heard. Okay. Oh, if that's Judy, if Jody Brown, if she's going to be available for the second game, that would be terrific. And she's performing well in Florida State University. Yes, we heard good things about the university. So, yeah, man, more power, more power. All right, I'm going to have to grab this phone call. And I think that might be the sign that I've got to bid you good people adieu. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Absolutely. Please share, spread the love of Talawa TV. Yes, indeed. Peace and love. What is that? 1981? HS Mail? Not so straightforward. No, football is never straightforward. But that's the beauty of the game. Let's see how it goes. I want Webster will listen to the drive. Listen on the drive home. Big up, Richie. Hey, Warren, big up yourself. Big up yourself here, Warren. I hope you will listen to the rerun and you can have and enjoy a safe journey home on the rerun. It's been Reggae Girls 1, Jamaica 1, Paraguay 0, and of course there's a second game. This one was from Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. Second game, 13th, Sunday, 6 o'clock, National Stadium. Be there or be square. Peace and love. This is Richard Stevens, also known as the Reason Boss, bidding you adieu. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Peace and love, and keep supporting the Reggae Girls and Talawa TV. Agamiga. Peace.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.